Live, going live. Three, two, one. Live from my basement. It's Thursday night. Hey, welcome to my basement. Dave's Imaginations. Dave's Imaginations presents Dark Queen Ascension, the Fate of Fortitude. And down with the orcs. Down with the orcs, not down with the business. What's that song? Pardon me. Started off with a little cough clearing the throat. So, welcome to my basement. Welcome to Thursday Night Live Roleplaying. I was thinking about it. Thinking about promoting myself as Dunlap's #1 live roleplay YouTube station in Dunlap. All right? No, who could contest that? We're #1.
I thought we were in Chillicothe. No?
Mossville.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
On that side of the world.
What's your address?
Greater, maybe even Greater Peoria. Maybe even
Might
Greater.
have to do some research there.
Yeah. Well,
I'm gonna
some
claim
market
it.
research.
I'm gonna claim it until somebody knocks me off the, which it wouldn't take much. but live on YouTube, I bet we're the only ones. I bet who else is brave enough to go up against Critical Role? Come on.
We're done with it.
We're dumb enough. Or don't give a crap. So here we are, and so the high production value we ought to jump over and do our intro. Here we go. Well, there you go.
for the record, we met Matt Mercer, and he was cool.
Yeah, we met him at GaryCon that one year.
Oh, you got to meet it? Yeah. That's right, you were there.
I'm pretty sure I invited you.
Yes, we weren't with you when we met him. So I didn't have the
actually, you
connection,
were.
but you did too.
Yeah, we were in the center. We all stood in line. He was signing in front of the booth. He was obviously paid to be there.
Yeah, but I didn't think we.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And at the time, I'm curious. Your family likes Critical Role just fine, but here was kind of swooning a little bit.
Oh yeah, they were big
He's a
fans,
good-looking
listening
guy.
to it all the time.
Oh yeah. So, especially then going to the game layout. There we are. Wes is in the house. You've only missed our introduction, and us ragging on you a little bit.
And hair talk.
And hair talk.
Hair talk.
Some people got haircuts.
We're no longer
Yeah.
on that
Yeah.
I didn't
throne.
know that was allowed.
You have more hair than the rest of us combined, Wes.
By a long shot.
No long ways.
And that's only because Ken's not here. I don't know what Ken's hair. Ken, you had a beard for a while.
I got a haircut on Tuesday. I'm good.
All right. Let's see. Let's jump over to Google and let's move this over there, thusly, and go here. And let's talk. Recap. I did a recap. I felt guilty last week because I felt bad. But
That's okay.
is anyone else playing Zelda?
No.
Well, that opens the door for me to reuse all their plots in my game. So yeah, that's competing for my free time. Not to mention, I'm going into the stupid office 3 days a week now, and that's cutting into my free time, my multitasking. Not that I would ever do it during work.
Of course not, Dave.
Yeah.
Of course not. So. We are in Fortitude. Fortitude, the wizard dress. Symmetrix is in Fortitude looking for the Thome of Dragons. Tome of Dragons, and is frustrated she can't find it. She tried to bribe the citizens into telling her no one would bite. the orcs have a large camp. There's red wizards of Thay. There's dragon cultists, and Symmetrix wants to find this Thome of Dragons because she is a follower of Samaster or Zastam, and not necessarily Severin Salrogine. And she believes the dragons are to be, when they come back, they're going to come back as liches. Evil liches. Not the good liches that have theme parks in Florida. And so she's looking for this tome, and time is pressing, and so she's getting more and more frustrated, and she has contacted Grundelsmirch, the overall general, and he has agreed to send her a purple worm. And so she's put up a notice saying, hey, either you flee or you go to our what kind of concentration camp? Encampment. Because
Re-education.
in the 10-day, we are going to level this town until we find that Thome of Thome of Dragons. And unless someone, were to tell us where it is, and then we wouldn't have to do it. But no one has, and the townsfolk either fled or are in these encampments. But when they put up the notices, Dag gave it to you guys, and you sent word to Waterdeep and the Harpers, and the Harpers have sent two of their agents, Uguay and Darcel. Uguay, the peace cleric. Peace? Keep the peace cleric?
Darcel the Crispy.
Darcel the Crispy. The Energized. Wait a second. The Beast Master. And along with Lorne, Katota, and Zerwak, we have our current version of the Fortitude Force. Force Fortitude. And so you put your heads together. Forever is what you said. Yeah, you put your heads together and you decide you needed more information. And so you went to the orc camp that was just north of town, and you abducted the local orc general. And last week we had him, and you were interrogating him with your zone of truth and your detect thoughts, and a little bit of escapade when we were trying to lead the horses off, and Dag and Darcel kind of got not caught, but stuck outside because there was orcs in the area. We do believe that the red wizard that was with them figured out there was something underneath the ground, and you killed off everyone, the wizard included, except for one orc got away. One orc got away. And so revelations with the orc general. You asked him about this purple worm. He gave you a vision of a dark elf. He gave you a word of burrow shark. What else did he give you? Oh, the exploding heads. How do they control them? And that was he envisioned your heads exploding, and something about that with how they control the purple worms. And you also asked him about the guest at the camp. You might recall.
Oh yeah.
And Zerwak saw a flash of Dag laying on a cot peacefully with a gem on his forehead. Am I forgetting anything? I think that might be it. And so, as you're interrogating this orc general starts beating his head against the wall. He doesn't want to give up any more information. But alas, you were done with your questions. And I think you, at the very minimum, stepped outside the room. And somewhere along that line, along that time frame, Dag would have been last probably. I don't remember if Darcel went down. I think Darcel went down first.
I waited at first because I didn't know who.
Oh, you waited
Tal
for
went down.
Tal went down
But
first.
then when she went down the
Darcel,
stump,
yeah.
I just figured it was okay and followed. And then I think we said Dag showed up a little while later.
Yes, that's the end of the notes from last time.
A little
Darcel follows Ta down. Dag eventually comes down.
eventually.
Yeah, because he was a little further away or whatever.
Eventually. That is a time span defined by a few whiles.
Nice.
Zurak, I don't know what these little stamps are in you are for. Do you know, Ken?
On my token,
Yeah.
probably that I was concentrating on something, which I wouldn't be anymore.
The detect thoughts, probably.
Yeah, no, that was only like a minute, so that should be long gone.
All right.
And then there's a Fluffy the Tiger next to us.
Well, I put them back away because I wasn't sure so I guess a question I'd have is first comes Katota. Where would Lorne, Uguay, and Zurak be after they were done with Grog? You've just got done. You feel like you've asked all the questions you want to ask.
Did he manage to knock himself out or not?
He tried to fake it, but you knew he faked it.
Okay.
And you've thoroughly tied him up.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not going anywhere.
So after you get done, I guess Uguay, is there anything you would like to do before they're done interrogating him?
Before they're done interrogating, no.
All right.
I
So
thought that was a pretty good interrogation.
okay. So you step outside the room to confer.
Yup.
He's kind of leaned up against the wall, hands behind his back, thoroughly tied up. What do you guys do?
Well, he needs to die.
I mean, maybe this all
Says the
resolves
paladin.
peacefully in a few days, and then we don't have to worry about it.
So someone's gonna hang out here and make sure he doesn't escape for 3 days?
I mean, why have we been taking care of this tiger for however long?
Fair point. Well, I guess that is an option, right? We could detain him until we get past this matter one way or the other.
My lawful, goodly, not necessarily nice paladin, off with his head.
Yeah, well,
Could you send him to another plane of existence?
No.
Not permanently.
for several days.
Well, I mean, even if you banished him, it's only like a minute.
Oh, well, that's not good enough.
Put him inside of a bag of holding, inside of another bag of holding.
Well, then he's going to die in 10 minutes from asphyxiation.
Well, no, then there's an explosion that sends us to the
Oh,
asteroid.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we do. So we have two paths. We can detain him until we've resolved this issue one way or the other, or we kill him. Or
I mean, unless the situation changed, it seems like detaining.
Speaking of situations changing, in walks Katota, and he looks left, right, and he sees the three of you standing there talking. Katota, what do you do?
We've been found.
what?
You shout down the hallway, "We've been found!"
What do you mean
Trust him.
found? What
We
do you
gotta make
mean?
sure he's who he says he is.
Yeah, that's true.
I
Well,
got
I
in
was-
here, didn't I?
I was behind this.
Yeah,
right?
you're a minute behind.
Okay.
Is your zone of truth still up?
How often can you use it?
Let me look.
Wait. Katoda looks like Katoda, or Katoda still looks like a female elf?
No, I changed back
He changed back.
at some point near the end there.
Yeah, I have that noted. Let's see, how long was that good for?
So what? So the Red Wizard detected there's something under here,
Right.
and she died, but the other guy
Got away who...
Yeah, and Todd would explain at least what Todd had seen. It was a red wizard pointing at the ground directly where the temple is. He dropped a few fireballs on her. Got her. But an orc got away. And he knew.
That's not good.
So they don't know what's here, but they know something is here. They know something.
You step up to them to have this conversation.
I guess Todd doesn't know about the detect magic part of it.
But soon after comes in Darcel.
and he saw that, and maybe even I don't remember if I heard what they were talking about
You were turned into a chicken.
when they were before that though. I thought
Yeah,
they saw him point at the ground, and I thought maybe even heard their conversation. So
I'm going to say yes.
okay. So yeah, they detected that something was down here. So that orc may go back to his camp and bring friends.
Well, they're looking for magic.
shovels.
Looking for a magical item. They detect magic under the ground. They're
Yeah.
going to be back.
Well, I guess the situation's changed.
Right.
So
The situation has changed, but our choices remain pretty much the same. As far as the general.
well, now do we care if we leave? Do we care if they find this place? Is it
Well, it's the resistance hideout.
okay?
It's no longer a hideout, though.
Yeah.
Well, they've detected something. It's not like, I mean, are they gonna dig however
For all they,
feet below ground
They-
until they find it?
for all they know, it's a buried treasure chest.
Right.
Or the tome they've been looking for.
Exactly. They're looking for a magic item. They've detected a magic item underground.
And they got a bunch of
People
orcs.
stopped them off from being there.
So
One ping only.
they could tell it just yeah.
You think it's just one ping? If they were standing
No,
above,
it's a lot of ping.
no, it's a lot of orcs. It's just to be everybody dig. I don't care if you got to dig with your bare hands. I don't know how deep underground are we.
Let's see. I'd have to look back at my notes. I mean, there was a coal chute to climb that we used to get out. So, I don't know.
I'm not thinking much more than 10, 15 feet.
Maybe a little more. I don't remember exactly.
Not 100 feet.
No. Maybe 30, 40 tops.
Yeah.
I mean, you're climbing a thing to get in and out. That's
Well, we implied that it was more of a chute, so either way.
But with some tools or a lot of
Right.
they could find it.
Yeah. In due course.
We're gonna,
I
at
wonder if
bare
they have a
minimum-
magic user amongst them.
Or yeah.
And bare minimum, the ground above is going to be swarming with orcs, which means we're not going to be able to go in and out without
Well,
being
we need to.
detected.
One other thing
So-
you'd know is you're a mile outside of the woods is a mile outside of Neverwinter, right? So that's what 20-minute walk,
Sure.
and the orc got away. So there's no less than
40 minutes.
no less than 20 minutes to walk a mile.
Right.
Okay. So if we got to get out of here, is there anything of value besides Mr. Fuzzy Boots that we need to take with us if we're going to have to abandon this place?
I'm sure you guys have a protocol established. You've been here long enough for what happens when you're discovered, right?
Yeah, that not necessarily.
Lock the stump. Everyone.
Nice.
But if they come
Well,
digging through the ceiling, I mean,
Well, I'm sure Lorne, as the, that's the type of person Lorne is to have a contingency for everything, right?
Yeah, you'd
Surely
think.
Never
Lauren
got around
has
to
a
taking that back door. Damn.
contingency for.
I did wonder, what were these?
Who was supposed to dig the emergency exit?
What were these?
Those were the passages from the cold rooms where the snowmen came out the chute. So they were. It wasn't clearly shown, but basically it was passages back to where the water was.
Back to here?
Yeah,
Okay.
because the water was where they got the snow was created. It went down the chute and then boop,
Okay.
out popped the snow golems.
Okay.
So there's just the one way in and out
Yeah.
through the stump.
Well,
Okay.
so yes, that we can actively use now.
I'll split this together.
The circular room, the entrance was through a portal, right? I mean, back then,
There's a portal trap.
portal trap. Right? You know, they
To go in.
to go in, but there was necessarily no way to go back through that same path. So the only way out is the coal chute.
Okay.
Let's take it from-
So
Okay. So yeah, if
Something like
if
that.
we gotta bail out of here, is there anything we need to take with us?
not the general.
So you can kind of see the stump,
Let them starve to death.
and I put
Or
a
they
shadow.
find
of-
him and rescue him.
That's. Do you really want him following him? You know, returning back to the.
No, because then that'll just
No, he knows too much. He can't get captured
yeah,
by
true,
them.
or saved, whatever. Right. So he needs to die.
I don't know.
Just do it.
Somebody thought of, I think it was you, to turn him into a turtle or something, right?
Obviously, we could polymorph him again and just
Leave him somewhere.
ditch him out in the wilderness somewhere.
But
But
for
then,
how long?
but then he's going to turn back, right?
Yeah,
Until
right.
something eats him.
Well, that's true. If you could turn him into a worm and throw him in front of a bird, I don't know.
But then he turn him back.
Turn him into a
his-
mouse and let the Mr. Fuzzy Boots eat him. Oh, but then he's going to turn back in Mr. Fuzzy
No,
Boots'
turn-
stomach.
Yeah, yeah.
That's going to be ugly.
No, when he dies.
Right. Yeah, no, we don't want to risk fuzzy boots. Right. So, I mean, okay. So we're saying, okay, so this orc ran away. He's going back at least as far as Fortitude, which is, we're saying, about 20 minutes.
Yeah, that would be the closest. If you were to run directly to the first ally he's the
Right.
fastest is going to be in my mind is 20 minutes.
Right. So we got about 40 minutes to end this guy, basically. A little less, because we got to get out. Got to climb the chute.
And you really don't want to be at low health
Right.
because we don't know where we're going.
We didn't. Oh, yeah, we didn't get any rest yet, did we?
No, we have not. Yeah, I'm just above half. But I mean, I can do cure wounds on myself. I can do laying of hands to self.
And I can just.
Well, if we just. So we just. Cut his throat and get out of here?
I say that's the most effective and efficient thing to do.
So says our peace cleric.
I know.
Our peace cleric and lawful good paladin contemplating cold-blooded murder of helpless captive.
Enemy.
Well,
who
I was
is-
going to say, we
yeah.
do it all the time. We just usually do it with fireballs and arrows from a distance.
You know, doing it in battle is a different thing
Yeah.
Right.
than a one hit point, helpless, bound.
He'll know our faces. What's the worst thing that happens if he gets back to them? He knows our faces.
Well,
He
this
doesn't know our
whole
plan.
Lorne fouling up and tipping in our hand that it's here. We just can't give it to you. We don't have
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
So, he
Nope,
needs to
yeah.
go.
We will never give it to you. Oh, so you do have it.
I didn't say it was here. So, yeah, no, he's got to die.
I was pretty happy with this.
Yeah, that gives.
If
that gives
What is his condition? How strong or weak is he?
He's very weakened. Wouldn't take much to kill him.
all right.
Maybe Toll the Dead. I'm willing to do it, but I'm mostly a healer, not a herder.
We're gonna change all you guys' alignment.
You can be chaotic.
I don't know that I even bothered to have one. Like,
Peace at any
We
cost.
don't usually play with alignments,
I know.
Oh no.
but this should be
I do try to play it.
this should be a
reasonable.
moral dilemma for each of your characters.
It
Todd doesn't have any. Todd is neutral.
no, it's just,
Yeah.
Todd has no moral
Paul has
compass.
no qualms.
So
Tom would be like,
Tosh should be volunteering.
So,
Well, okay. So you guys would be debating what to do, and Todd would be like, "Why don't you just slit his neck? Like, come on, we don't have much time here.
Yeah.
Like, we got to get out. Like, you know."
Going back into the Winter
Is
Sun
that
Temple.
really the most humane way?
sometimes the tree of liberty must be refreshed with the blood of the enemy of patriots.
It's his life or ours.
Right.
Says
Is
Todd.
it? Why would you say that?
He knows too much. If he,
But that doesn't mean his life or ours.
And he does know, but he doesn't know where. Right?
Doesn't
You didn't
matter.
reveal that. Well, he knows it's there. He already knows.
Well, Symmetrix is already convinced it's here
Yeah,
somewhere.
So he's not, okay, there's a boost to her assurance, but she's already pretty assured. She's bringing a purple worm here.
Fair point.
We could just turn him into a turtle and leave him here.
but that only lasts for
No?
How long?
Until. Polymorphers until, right? not-
It's an hour, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an hour.
Oh.
I mean, where's our backup base?
Great question.
Where are we going?
This is Todd's
We
point.
flee.
In theory, we should have that. In reality, I haven't. We're
Would
gonna
it be,
have, we're
with
gonna have to
Lenora?
spitball something. What?
With Lenora?
What do you know about Lidnura?
Well, we know where she lives.
And
Come show up on her front door.
yeah, and tell me about the town she's living in.
Fully occupied town.
Helms.
Still better than this place is going to be in about 40 minutes.
I mean, they
Hey, can we turn on the snowman? Can we turn that on?
Well, I was thinking about that.
We polymorph him, turn him into a snowman, and then we bail. And we know to stay away from town for a little bit.
turn out the freezer, turn him into a turtle, and then he'll just freeze to
then
death.
we
in
have
there.
to. Then we have to deal with it all.
Now
over.
there's a notion.
Or
What if we turn him into something that doesn't swim and we throw him in the ice cold water?
why don't you just slit his throat?
Right, throw him in. I was gonna say, you could throw him in there tied up, and probably drown.
So you're not just gonna quick death; you're gonna make him
Right.
suffer. Okay, my awful good paladin.
I don't know. I'm just thinking of
All
stuff.
He'll only be mostly dead.
What's Katota doing?
He's slitting his throat.
Mr. Clicking on your computer.
Why is there blood all over
Has
you?
walked away,
Trying to find
gone in the
I'm
room.
trying to find my tabs. There are my tabs.
I know.
I have too many
Just
tabs
say,
open.
Leaves the conversation, goes through the door, kills the general, and
I was
we.
gonna say,
and we
I'm
proceed.
about to if he doesn't.
Yeah, let's do it.
But just go in there.
Not let's do it. It's you've already done it.
Sure.
So the rest of us still debating in the hallway, and you just quietly walk in there and come back out and be like,
You're
okay,
wiping
that's
the
done.
blood off
Yeah.
your dagger, and
Okay, I've removed that variable. Now what?
Well, then now we gotta figure out where we're going. And that's a great question because
Well, so I mean, I'll say again, is there anything here worth taking if we're going to be camping out in the wilderness? If we got nowhere to go.
I think we're all pretty experienced
right.
All right.
survival people.
any mention of the intelligence you've gathered?
To these two, right? Because they
We
weren't
don't
here.
trust him yet.
We could what?
Zork doesn't trust him yet, but I trust Zork.
But I was
you
there.
trust
I
him?
was already there, right? So
Yeah, we trust you.
Uguay was always there.
He just took out the trash for you. You don't
Lauren.
trust him yet? Hey, Dag.
I'm almost here. Where'd you guys go? There's orcs everywhere.
Yeah, Dag. We have to get out of here, and we may not become.
What?
We may never come back.
What?
So
My
anything,
treasure.
anything you value, stuff it in your pockets. We're leaving.
And he dashes off. hammers and
Handbills.
anvil, dragon bags. There's a ladle.
Not an anvil. He's not going to carry that.
Why don't you carry this anvil?
No. Only what you can carry, Dad.
This is my favorite hammer.
Put it in your bag of
What about those
holding.
giants? Are those giants still around?
Yeah, what about the ogres?
Ogres.
What, the ones in the other room?
Yeah.
They're still here?
Twiddledee, twiddledum.
In theory, yes, we negotiated
Oh,
with
we
them and
could've-
left them.
They don't even fit through the door, right?
Right.
That's why they're still here. Yeah, well, that'd be a nice surprise for the orcs when they tunnel in here.
Hey guys, we gotta go.
Hey, we can't go anywhere. What are you talking about, little man? Little boy.
Dad, come along.
Oh, what?
Okay.
But did you see that shiny thing over there? I gotta pick it up.
Tal would look to Zerwak and say,
I've
you can
overloaded
help
his
me
little
with
brain.
Mr. Fuzzy Boots, right? Shrink him down a bit.
No. Not today.
Oh.
Well, we can't do it tomorrow, so, you know.
Does he fit through the coal chute?
He might.
Or,
Well, I mean,
or leave him here to
Maybe I
fend,
can
fend for
polymorph
himself with the ogres?
There you go. You could polymorph them into something smaller.
Okay.
A cat.
but first things first. Lauren, are we going to make sure we trust everyone here?
How do you propose to do that?
Yeah, I'm open to suggestions on how best to do that.
So, first, to make this a little easier, I believe I have a ability or spell to let us talk to each other.
I thought we
Telepathically.
already did that.
Yeah, but it
During the
wore off.
battle.
Yeah, during the battle.
What is the symbol up here in the corner? I don't
What is
know.
it though? We can't find it.
It's the same
I'll
as this.
cast that, whatever it is.
I don't know.
We were doing.
Wha- Why do we have to?
invisibility and
Is that the
castle
mark the good
trace.
dag or the bad dag?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Bizarro dag
All right. So, yeah. If there's,
Where are we going? That's the question. Everybody's looking at me.
I mean, I'm fine with, like, kind of retro, like,
Well, if-
Lauren would have a plan, right?
Right.
if we
all
assume that ogre went to Fortitude and is going to bring the cavalry, we want to go the other direction so we don't run into them.
Right, agree.
You remember once upon a time we were going to there was some orc hideout and this is a long time ago.
Oh
So-
yeah. Wasn't there like a? Well, I wouldn't know that. My character wouldn't know that.
Yeah, I don't. Lauren might know it.
Oh my God, who's that guy?
There's a ruin.
Remember the farmhouse? There was a farmhouse.
There's a farmhouse.
That's me 8 years
That's
ago.
right on the road.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, with the ghost chickens and the
that,
chickens.
that was the ghost chickens.
Right.
There was another one. You know, it's part of Van Delver. Mine's I hadn't created the map for it yet. Thinking about where you're going, guys. Think about what you want to do.
Well, like you
We
said,
we could all hang out in my hidey hole. Oh, it's too small.
That's also in town.
Yeah, I bet you
Definitely
would
closer.
like us to be in your hiding.
I'm closer to town.
That's not the cave, I didn't think.
What the farmhouse
Cragmaw
was
Castle is what I was thinking of.
Oh, is that the one where we first discovered
That's where we get,
Symmetrix?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So So
It's
she
the one
would
with
know.
all the spiders, right? Or no, that's the other place.
The ogres with the big troll in the front, or
Yeah, there was a male and female ogre. There was
Ogre.
ogre, yeah. But you know, it probably has orcs anyway.
Well, we need something.
We've got a couple options: the farmhouse, this place, Cragmar. I'm liking Cragmaw simply because it's more defensible.
Right.
I mean, here's
Once you
pretty
cleared it.
defensible. Want to stay here?
Presumably a bit easier to clear than.
What'd you say, Ken?
I almost think fighting here.
This is a pretty defensible location.
We just don't know the size of the force coming.
Right.
I mean, we could pitch
Yeah,
our
but we can always
battle.
retreat.
This would be a good spot.
We could just have our
to
battle
fight.
right here now, except that, we've used all of our spell slots.
Right, so we have a small battle and then we run away.
Or we leave the door open, we go away, we let them explore, find nothing, and then we come back.
That's a good idea.
Where is Blaisdell?
You
Blazingdale?
Maybe that's what it. Yeah, Blazingdale.
Blazingdale. Let's take a look at the map. It's on the other side of Neverwinter Wood.
That's
where
living
the-
down here for long enough that there's
The gorge is,
quite a lot of
right?
evidence that people have been living down here that you can't.
I'm not sure.
well, then
But they don't know it's
They
there.
might set up camp here, but it's true. If you leave the door open, they're
Northwest of
not going to dig
Mirabar?
and ruin it. Maybe.
Well, and even if they sense people have been here, so what? They know that they know that there's been a resistance effort. I mean, it could be anybody. It doesn't have to be us.
I think
It could be anybody's dead general in the corner.
Well, no, we're gonna chuck it. No, we're gonna chuck his body in the spring and let him sink.
so. You did have eons ago when we took on the name's eluding me. You went to the town. You went down in the big gorge, the big canyon, and you dealt with. There was a dead dragon down there. There was the tree, right, that had the apples where you got all the apples that.
Oh, the Sunless Citadel?
Sunless Citadel.
That was way a ways away
Yeah.
though.
And Lauren, if you were then, that would have.
But that's way over.
Yeah, that's right. If that's what you were thinking of,
Yeah. That's,
Yes.
It's over
that
like
would be.
by Griffin's Nest or something. isn't it?
that's on the other side of the Neverwinter Wood. You guys are like here.
Or like Long Saddle, or it was one of those.
Now, one of you might remember there's the frog encampment halfway up the Neverwinter River when you went and you looked
the
for
canal boats.
yeah.
Question: are we going to try to go back to the orc camp because we had a vision of Dag's doppelganger with a gem on his head
A what?
when we asked how they were
Whoa.
controlling?
This is why I want
What?
to visit
Told you that
telepathic
yet.
bond. So we're just talking.
I
A doppelganger of me?
And so the telepathic bond, I would cast that.
Ixnay on the doppelganger A.
Well, Darcel wouldn't have known about unless you told him.
Actually, Darcel wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So I would have cast Raries just between the three of us, right?
There's
And
5
Ken.
of you.
But just Ken,
No, but he's saying
Lauren, and I.
Zerlock, Lauren, and
We would be able to talk telepathically. Okay, let's figure out if this is a good dag or a bad dag
right.
before
it
we start
could be
talking.
A good dag, but it's also a bad dag. What if the good dag's captured and still controlling this dag and they're just watching everything he does?
when has Dag ever been good?
Dag is always good.
At heart, in his heart, he's good.
Everyone loves Dag.
Yeah. No doubt.
So I'm gonna cast that.
Everyone doesn't love Dag 100%
That lasts
of
for
the
1
time.
hour.
Though. Just 95% of the time. The rest of the time when he's stealing.
Even
your
he's
stuff.
when
picking
they-
your pocket.
He's
Even when
picking
they
your
don't like
pockets.
them, they like them. But it's like, you're right.
So we need to kind of give Dag something to do until we can figure out who he really is.
Right.
Get him away from what our real plans are. And
Or maybe if the orc army is coming here, that's a great. Obviously, Taw's not in on your conversation, but maybe if the orc army is coming here, that's an opportunity for us to go raid their camp.
Another good idea.
So we're sitting here like, okay, we gotta get out of here. We gotta go away from Fortitude, and whatever. And then they're like
Pretty much.
staring at each other, and we're like,
fair enough.
and it's like, what?
Lauren, should we take this big chain? We gotta leave us here?
Just
Really?
what you can carry, and not anything noisy.
This is a perfectly good chain.
And
We don't need the big chain.
You're killing me here.
sorry, I shouldn't have told him.
That's all right. It's all good.
All right, so you
runs.
guys are busy making googly eyes at each other. Can we go now?
Todd, you want to go get your tiger?
I need someone to polymorph him.
So do you go get your tiger, though?
I mean, yes, if someone's... I can't do it alone, I guess what I'm saying.
Well, you can get your tiger alone. So you go and retrieve him.
Who's polymorphing, though? I need to know. What's...
Isn't that
I mean,
Zerwax?
I think Zerok's the only one that can, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have spell slots left for that?
Yes.
Okay. I will
We're,
get
we're running low on the ones that can do it, though.
Mr.
Yeah.
Fuzzy Boots.
He brings him back. It's like, how are you going to get him out of here? He can't fit up that chute.
No, not in his current state.
What are you turning him into?
So would a giant eagle be able to fit?
So, yeah, while he's doing that,
I think Mr.
We-
Fuzzy Boots
we can
would
put him in the zone of
benefit
truth.
from staying a four-legged creature,
the zone is truth.
so it's not to like
What do you propose?
Well, it's
confuse him
only 10
too.
minutes.
I don't
But it's
know
only been like
polymorph.
4 minutes, right?
What's
You just want to be
possible?
a cat?
A cat would be just fine, I think. Hopefully.
All right.
It'll just-
I'll turn him into a cat once we're ready to leave, since it's a timed thing.
okay. He'll turn from a tiger to a house cat. That'll be funny.
All right.
So, how long has it been since the zone of truth was put into place?
The zone of truth is long gone.
It's been more than 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
long gone.
All right.
Yeah. Between the interrogation and the debate after, yeah,
No,
I'm okay with that. It's the,
And
it's
you,
the
Yeah.
Tell me
you've
it
taken
wasn't
care of the
very
general's body?
It's dead in the corner.
Well, we will once we learn that Todd 86'd him, then we'll dump him in the spring. With that heavy chain wrapped around him. That's a great idea. Bring that chain, Dag.
Yeah, good job.
What? Okay. It's back here. Are we taking it or not?
We're gonna use it to sink the general. Just get the chain.
Sink the Oh my goodness.
Think with the general, save some time. I think that's different.
he drags it behind him. It's long like a dragging a hose.
Yeah.
It's 20 feet behind him.
Probably making an absolute racket.
That's fine.
Here you go.
All right. So we wrap it
Army was
around
fine,
him, tie it to him with the ropes that was tying his hands, and we dump him in the spring.
In here?
Yep, and he sinks.
Well, he just sank right down, didn't he?
Yep. All right. We gotta go. Question is where?
Where are we going?
That therein lies the
You're the leader.
I know.
Right.
Well, do we think that?
In
Go ahead.
in your head, Zerok's going to suggest that we go back to the camp and see if we can rescue the real Dag, assuming he's there. Out loud, Zerok's going to say we should go. Oh crap! What's the town Lenura's in?
Helmshold.
Helmshold.
Helmshold. I mean, suggest we retreat to Helmshold.
Well, we don't have papers for Helmshold.
Right, but we have you with us, so we're sneaky.
Oh, I was just thinking of you, Zerok.
I have been sneaky before. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I am not Mr. Clank Clank Clank.
Hey, I have +1 stealth, damn it.
Besides, that's what this tiger's for.
I'll be with disadvantage.
+1 to your 2. Yeah.
Without the chain, how are we gonna control the tiger?
Was that what we had him tied on? Yes. We're just sinking in the spot.
Bring a rope. Come on. Let's go.
Well,
He
he's
is
a
a
rope.
good tiger.
And with our excellent animal handling skills, that Tom actually has decent
Yeah.
animal
You
handling.
know,
Nice, a +3.
One
you
of
make
us
him your
is a
buddy?
beastmaster.
I was gonna say I lost my
Familiar.
pig, so maybe I could train him.
You're not stealing Mr. Fuzzy Boots.
No, still
Borrowing, training, just training.
Training to be an even more deadly tiger.
Yeah.
on demand.
Training is fine.
Well, it you know, I went back and read it too, and it says it just says like you gain or you have. It doesn't explain how you get a new one when you get a kill.
You'll get a new one if eventually. Yeah. You have to quest for it, man.
Mr. Fuzzy
But
this
Mr. Fuzzy Boots is like 90% of the way there.
This is above the table. Mr. Fuzzy Boots is protecting the other part of my soul.
No,
Oh, so you don't want to
already
go into
used it.
combat?
Oh, you put it the next one there
Well,
too.
well, yeah, I might as well, right?
All right.
The phylactery is on his collar.
So what would Ty actually, would he say something about that?
No,
That it's important that, okay.
you would just say
Then
that
he wouldn't know.
Then I'd be like,
No,
hey, maybe
and
I could train
no,
him
I was
to be
just
my
telling
new...
you above the table.
Yeah,
You
okay,
know, as
okay.
I said, it was above the table.
So
Yeah,
I might say,
but-
yeah, maybe.
Play your characters, not above
Yeah.
the table.
No,
Well,
so yeah, so he
I-
might
I
say,
just
hey,
want-
maybe I can train
Yeah.
this Mr. Fuzzy Boots to be my new companion.
And Tyler would say, you're not taking Mr. Fuzzy Boots.
Yes,
Train.
let's argue about this for 20 minutes.
No,
No.
we are leaving, and we are going.
Mr. Fuzzy Boots is mine.
He hasn't shrunk him yet. He's Mr.
Fair,
Fuzzy
Mr.
Boots.
Fuzzy Boots is mine.
All right,
Mr.
we
Fuzzy
don't have
Boots
time
is
for this.
gonna-
We gotta go.
We do have to go.
Mr. Fuzzy Boots paused.
Set fire to the place and bail.
Yep.
It's tongue too.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
I like Cragsmaw.
I do too.
We should split the party.
It's
No.
Sounds like
strike.
a great idea.
It's
No.
strikeable to the city, to the town. Maybe
We
one-
said
Definitely more. It's definitely more robust than
If-
the farmhouse, and it's closer than.
it's a day's walk to Neverwinter, so it's going to be a day's walk to Cragmaw,
Oh, Cragmaw's all
right? Here's Neverwinter,
Yeah.
the relationship wise. Half a day to Helm's Hold.
Well, so
And where? What's the blue thing?
did you guys learn anything
That's the
useful
river.
from the interrogation? I mean, are we gonna, as far as how we stop the worms or anything?
I'll look to Lorne.
What's that?
I'll look to Lorne.
We did learn some stuff, but
How are we going to save
wouldn't
Fortitude?
That drive where we go next. That's what I'm getting at.
right.
It's the thing in the woods. Is that where we are?
You're here.
Okay.
It says a loggers camp, but I've never played that before.
Okay.
It says a loggers camp, but I've never played that before. Maybe there is.
Where's the town that we did the apple pie thing at?
Yeah, you know what? I don't think it's on the map. I put it in this space somewhere.
Okay.
So maybe
We
it's
need
up
to
there.
get somewhere safe to rest. They'll be looking for us.
And sleep in their
Crag
beds
Boss-
while we're sleeping.
I say
They're
Pretty far
sleeping in our
away,
beds.
so it would be away from.
where the action is. But
Yeah.
it also puts if it's a full day's
That's
trek, then we're that much further from Fortitude.
And it's 4 o'clock. It's
Yeah.
late afternoon. It's been a full day.
Make camp in the woods.
We could.
We could.
Yeah.
We've only got like 3 days until this is done for
camp
forever.
in the wood. Yeah.
This is currently 7 days prior to
Armageddon.
Wormageddon. Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Wormstock. Wormapalooza.
I
All right,
don't think
Darcel.
I don't think it's gonna be a festival, but you know,
You become warm food.
Hey, they might be selling tickets. Who knows?
All right.
worm riding.
Not every day you get to see a whole town destroyed.
Lauren recommends that we go to the Cragmaw Castle, and we will camp once it gets dark, and it's not safe to move in the dark. We'll stay in the woods. That'll help us maintain cover. And again, it's more robust than the farmhouse. It's not out on the main drag with Helm's Hold.
But we're assuming we're not going to get there tonight. We're going to
Right.
camp out
We're going to
somewhere.
have to camp out.
Okay.
But then hopefully we'll get our rest. We'll get we'll get juiced up and figure out where we go from here. Of course. Spool up the random encounter.
All right, sounds good. Is what Zorak says out loud.
Just hop
And then
on
in
the
your head,
spaceship and fly away.
what do we do
Yeah.
about the egg?
What did you
You
say?
can't just leave him there.
We're doing about who?
Dag.
Dag? Dag's coming with us. Why wouldn't
No,
Dag be coming with us?
Wait, did you say that out loud or did you say it?
No, I said it in Lauren and Uguay's head.
And the response in the head would be maybe we can give him a job to do, like spy on them, since he's such a good hider.
Right.
True, he knows where we're going.
Does he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're going to Helm's Hold.
That's where we were.
No.
So that's what we told him, right? That's what you said.
Oh.
That's what Ken said out loud.
That's right.
So right now, Darcel and Todd, I think we're going.
We're not from here. We don't know where we're going. So.
Right.
Nope.
But once we get out of town, we can straighten that out. To be brave, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
the town depends on his ability to let us know what is happening.
You're such a brave little boy.
yeah. Cut.
There, and we're leaving Dag here sitting in the woods to watch what happens.
Yes.
Dag regularly goes into.
Right.
He is smart enough to know when there's danger, but
Right.
he'd be more likely to say something interesting than...
So is he willing to do that, to stay here by himself?
No! Why would I do that?
Because it's
'Cause
so
we need to
important to, our
know-
success.
Yeah.
If they actually do come back here, because if they don't, that's weird.
Well, what if they do come back here?
Then stay
Then
out
you'll
of sight.
watch
Stay
and
hidden.
run
You're
away
so
back
good
to
at it.
town, and then come join us in the morning.
I don't want to be in... Join you in the morning? We're at Helm's Hold?
No, we told them the
Helm's
castle,
Hold.
right?
You said Helm's Hold out loud.
No, I thought
so
Lauren said
straight.
the other place.
Well, Lauren did in his head.
Well, technically, when I said it, I was thinking I was saying it out loud, but then I got bombarded with the notion of, no, don't do that. So, if
This map's a little
if my mental connectees are okay with Cragmaw, then I will tell him Cragmaw.
I think either makes sense.
Cragmaw is probably better.
Better.
Because it's going to be
All right. So that's the plan.
not orcified,
Dag,
hopefully.
we are headed to Cragmaw. We need you to stay here, keep an eye on things, stay out of sight, stay out of trouble, and let us know if the orcs find their way into the temple and if they come back out.
I'm having a Scooby-Doo flashback. You know how Scooby and Shaggy, they don't want to do anything dangerous.
Right.
Until...
They get a Scooby Snack. All right.
So they may have really cool stuff when they come. They may use special tools or techniques.
They might rent an excavator. You never
Yeah.
know.
Think of the chaos you could.
So,
So while they're trying to search,
Think of the things that you could
acquire.
acquire.
Now I'm thinking of Charlotte's Web when they convinced the rat to carry the the egg sack. It was the smorgasbord. You guys probably too. Yeah. Christian should read.
It's been a long time since I've watched or read Charlotte's Web.
Yeah.
15, 20 years.
Mhm.
Probably 20 years.
That's
Tack on 20 more, and
Yeah.
there's somewhere around the time I read it. If I ever actually read it, I don't remember.
I remember reading it.
I know I've read it 10 years ago or so.
We went and saw the movie in the theater in 3rd grade.
Father of girls, father of girls, father of boys. It wasn't
No.
on the menu.
No.
Well,
This was when I was in 3rd grade.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
oh, it was in school. I think we read it.
Yeah.
I didn't. Well, I don't know. I might have read it outside school. We read a lot.
I know I saw a stage production of it at one time.
Yeah.
The local children's theater
The
did
plan
it.
is made. Did we successfully entice Dag to stay behind?
I didn't hear how you enticed him yet. Oh, you're trying to use your charisma to entice him.
Oh, I thought you were looking through your inventory for some gold or something.
Well, that too. I was doing both.
I don't know if I bothered to give this guy some money when I spun him up.
I don't think Dag cares about money. He just cares about things, which I
Yeah.
suggested there would
Shiny
be
things.
things that they would bring with them to dig, and
How would they dig it up?
they're going to be looking for accesses.
That's yeah. So they might show up with
Gems,
shovels and
you know,
picks and stuff. But why would
magic items to determine where the entrance is.
maybe?
So, Lorne will attempt to persuade with his really good persuasion, and in the midst of that, offer Dag the signet ring of his family.
But this is your signature ring of your family. Roll with advantage because you know all these guys are helping you too.
It's a 23.
As Tyr goes,
You're giving it to him now
didn't
or
your
on delivery?
dad give you this?
Indeed. It's my family seal.
I won't let you down.
Excellent. We're counting on you, Dag.
How do I communicate with you?
Insight check. I want to see if that's
Yeah.
a believable.
Sure.
Oh, pull the camera thing. And 15.
15. So, this is completely in character, and in his statement, there was no crack or pause to how he said it.
Okay.
Okay.
But when are you going to come back? I can't fight this worm by myself.
We're not asking you to fight the worm by yourself. We're just asking you to keep us posted on whether the orcs enter the temple and if they leave.
I
How
thought
do
he
I
was
keep
supposed to
them
come.
posted?
I thought he was
I
supposed to
will-
come find us.
I will
That's what I'm
come.
saying.
I will send you a message tomorrow morning.
Oh.
Okay? You'll hear my voice in your head. And then you can tell me.
Insight check. Does he believe it? Lord, you promise? 'Cause he doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know you.
Oh, that he's going to message
You're
you?
going to make him do it, right?
Absolutely.
And then I thought the idea was he could come find us where at.
Yeah, we should be there, but if something changes, we can.
Well,
Right.
wasn't now a whole day's walk away?
It is. But he'll reach out to you. I'll make sure that it happens.
And he goes up to your plate mailed leg and wraps around. You better be okay.
We will.
And he looks at his ring.
Put back my dagger.
Yeah, thanks for the dagger. And your journal.
Your shield.
And your holy symbol.
And your coin purse.
I don't care about coin purses. Much. Unless they have jewels in them.
Sometimes, yeah, there's jewels and shiny stuff in coin purses.
No, these are the same coins he had before. You can keep them.
Oh, last time you checked. 20 minutes ago.
Last time I counted it for him.
All right,
All right.
we're going.
He,
Roll up.
he climbs up a tree and he watches you as long as he can watch you as you walk away.
As soon as we are out of sight,
I will share, we'll share
What we learned.
what we learned.
interesting.
Assuming Zerwalk trusts these two enough now.
I don't know. I'm pretty well convinced that that was actually Dag,
Yeah, me too.
but I don't think Dag was actually there. I think Dag is controlling that person, but Dag's not there.
So, I mean, just with the clue of the gem, this is just not some normal impersonation, or this is more than your typical spell. I mean, you would surmise that if it's a spell at all, if there's whatever it is.
It's either a really good impersonation or Dag is controlling that thing and it's just a copy of Dag. And they're...
And
Well,
I've never heard of
Zerwak's
that.
theory is that the real Dag is, unconscious in the tent and then is controlling this version of Dag. And then the wizard is just watching everything that happens.
Well, then we've just given ourselves away, haven't we?
Not really.
We told Dag where we were headed.
We told him where
Wait, but
we
we're
weren't.
not going there, are we?
We're not actually going there.
Well, apparently we're not going to Craigsmaw now.
Oh,
Craigsmaw was
I don't need the map.
Craig's. Well,
I thought that was
Craig's-
a
hold-
decoy.
Hold up.
So
Hold it.
Craigsmaw was the decoy.
I don't want it to be the decoy.
no, that's where he really wanted to go. The other one was the
What-
decoy, and
so
then you changed it.
What Ken proposed to begin with was we tell Dag we're going to a decoy place, and instead we go to the camp and find out what's actually happening with Dag.
yeah,
Right.
see if we can rescue Dag.
But we're spell short. I'm not. But
Yeah, we
Yeah, no.
camp out
You
and
all
sleep
are.
on the way.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
need-
I have enough spells for another
encounter
encounter.
with a mid-level wizard, red wizard.
There's also a
I
chance
mean, we
that
killed the wizard, right?
You
No.
killed
One,
a wizard.
a
I'm
wizard.
I'm sure there's no other wizards there.
I mean, I have
Yeah.
2/4 and 1/5, and
Yeah,
There is-
third
I don't
and
have much left on
3
my side,
second and
I could
3
use some
first.
healing.
There's also a chance that orc that got away went back to the camp, not to Fortitude. And we're going to run into
I was
a
assuming
troop
they went to
coming
the
from
camp.
there. If we go straight there.
I mean, I got here on detect. Still.
Yeah, I'm saying we don't just march right down the road towards the camp. 'Cause
No,
there could
no,
be
no, no,
marching
no.
coming the other way.
I mean, we wouldn't do that anyways, because we don't have papers.
See papers.
So we need to camp out somewhere for the night. So what direction are we going?
Exactly.
I'm in favor of going to the camp if everybody thinks they're strong enough. I'd
Yeah.
like to get this Dag thing
To
figured out.
go fight.
Go or not fight, but well, fight if we
Scout.
have to,
Get.
but scout.
And possibly get.
Scout,
Dag.
yeah. If we get into, yeah, okay.
How do you build a
I mean,
ranger
it
without
could just be
pass
a
without
quick
trace?
in, grab him, get out. I haven't taken any damage.
All right. You two are the only two that have got damage, or do you have? You have
I can lay hands to my technically to myself, focus on him, and then I'll get a re-up of what I just did with this long rest that's coming.
I mean, we could take a short rest once we get a little ways away.
Yeah,
Yeah, or just mid dice.
but we don't know if we're gonna run into some Joe random encounter that's gonna sap us. So
Whenever we decide to take a short rest, I can put up a tiny hut.
what's that?
That could happen if we're camping out for the
Yeah,
night too.
yeah.
I mean,
Right.
How long did it take us to get from the camp to here?
A strong hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, okay. So we're not. Okay. So whether we told him Helm's Hold or we told him Cragmaw, either one is basically false, and we're going to the camp. That's what we've agreed on. Correct?
Yes.
The long way through the woods.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on you, 4th level,
Okay.
and
Thank
that's 4d8 plus 5, and I've got 19. Do you need more?
Oops, what happened? Come on. Okay.
You need some more? Because I could.
That's
I've got
about
plenty.
2/3. Well, and if we do a short rest, I could do some hit dice, right?
Yeah.
I should think.
Depend. Can everybody do that or just certain?
I thought everybody could do
Yeah, that's right.
All right. And the vision is we're going to go to this orc camp to see if they've left it, right? If they've all truly left to come to the temple.
Are we doing a short rest along the way?
Yeah, I think so.
How
'cause
many
we're-
hit points do you have?
Now I'm at 56 out of 82.
it.
This should be enough for what we're planning. We're not. If they're all still there, we're not going in.
Correct.
Right. You know,
Right.
well, if a group has left or leaves, then that's an opening. So I think we need to at least get there and assess, and then while we're doing that, we can take a short rest.
You've left the Winterstone Temple.
Yes.
You're walking straight north in the woods, similar to the path that Katota took when you came.
Sure.
I want
You
mass healing word. One more thing.
along the way, you're healing yourselves.
For another 8.
So this path takes you hour 15, hour 30. Right? The full path. So I guess the question is, if you walk as far, you're in the woods, in the cover of the woods, do you stop for a short rest?
I figure we'll get there and post a watch out while we're
Get there.
to the
Get
camp.
To the camp.
Get there to the orc camp.
Or in the
and-
vicinity thereof.
And while we're in the vicinity, you know, a few people can take a short rest if needed, or scout, or we can. Yeah, there'll be opportunity. To
No concern of wandering like those wargs stumbling on you. The closer you are to the camp, the greater chance that they would
Bump into
have
something.
a sentry watching.
Right.
So in my mind, that seems reasonable.
Yep.
Yeah, the further away you go in the woods, less
Fair.
likely. Now, I'm not trying to tempt you into doing something. I'm just saying, in my mind, that's how it would work. If I were to put a chance of getting caught by a sentry, it'd be much better closer to the camp than further away.
So then because we're going to someplace that's not a day's hike, it's an hour, and we established that it's around 4, so we're not really at risk of, we could take the time to do a short rest somewhere prior to getting close to a point near the camp where a sentry might be roaming, right? They might have somebody on patrol within the next minutes of the camp, whatever. So I guess I would advocate for the short rest prior to getting into patrol range of the camp. To me, that would be
Yeah,
true.
if we're thinking of a short rest, I think that makes sense. I mean, it's so close in the grand scheme of things. We could walk in an hour in a, tangential direction rest, and then walk for another hour and actually get to camp.
Right.
Take another.
There's no reason why we have to go directly there.
14.
Well,
I rolled good, and it's my balm of peace. It's a divine.
You're not burning spell slots here.
It's
are
a
you?
channel divinity. So it's a slot
Alright.
there.
Now, a short rest is an hour long.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
We don't know how long we're
I
going
don't
to
know.
the road.
Well, all right.
It's getting close to dark.
I don't need it so much now that he's just healed
Yeah.
me almost back up to normal.
Okay, then let's not
Let's just keep going.
keep going.
Because we take a break, we're gonna get
All
we're
right.
gonna get into something. I'm sure you're gonna roll like a high risk.
So we're now at 2+ hours to getting to the camp. Right? You left at 4. If we say we left at 4, is now 6:30-ish.
That's without the short rest, right?
That is with the short rest.
So he's
We're
been
skipping-
healing him, so
Yeah, we're
there-
skipping it.
Oh, you're
You
skipping
were
that.
busy
Skipping
on
that.
thing.
So
I
now we're
haven't
to
channeled Divinity
5:30-ish. 5:30, sometime in there. No short rest.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Now that we've established that timeline, you took a half hour to figure all this out, right? In that half hour, Macnock, the orc captain, after laying perfectly still under the brush he haphazardly threw over him, hiding from the infidels that were killed his troop and his red wizard. Thank Grumsh that wizardy person has low perception. Low investigation. He pulls the brush off of him, 10, 15 minutes later, kind of similar to someone that is in a tree form. Pulls himself up, looks around, sees the scorched earth and dead horses and the dead body. Ooh, does he pick up the dead body?
This is the one we thought got away.
Yes.
He hid.
well, he did get away. A sense.
You couldn't find him.
Yeah, couldn't find him.
So, does he pick up? So the chaos factor for him is pretty high. We'll set it at 5. Does he take the wizard, the red wizard of Thay, with him? Yes would be positive for him. So we're looking for 11 or better for him. That's a 13. And that's above that. So he picks up the body, throws it over his shoulder, and he hikes into Fortitude. In my mind, he would go to Fortitude. That's the first place he can go to check with someone. He goes into town, and the only place there would be at the Wizard Tower, because everything else has largely been abandoned. And so he goes in and he tells the story to the dragon cultists and the wizards there. And then they go tell Symmetrix, and he gives them this wizard's body, and I don't want to fully disclose everything that could happen, but you might imagine what could happen. And so Symmetrix would say, put together a force and let's go find this place, right? And so, but the force is going to be back at the camp. So Symmetrix and all the wizards and the orcs are going to head toward the camp to rally the troops, and
Ready for a battle?
Unbeknownst to us.
no, I'm just in my mind. This is what would happen,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, this is why we're not walking directly in. We said
But-
we weren't going to walk
But
directly in.
this
the
all,
camp.
yeah,
It's
also
20. It's 10 plus. So 10 minutes he waited. 15 minutes he waited. 20 minutes in there. We'll call that a half hour. He's into Fortitude. It is now 4:30. Right, and now he's going. He talks to them for a while, and they all head north to the camp. So they're probably getting there about the same time you guys are.
right. Yeah.
This all makes sense, right? Yeah.
Okay.
You're just talking it through.
And I go into my show.
Yeah.
We cross paths. We,
No,
we say hi to
But that's
Symmetrix,
also good because it's not just
you know.
all of a sudden all these people are here and we're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
That's good. You walked us there.
Yeah. That's realistic.
But we also said we're not going into the camp if everybody's still
No.
there, right? So we're not
Right.
walking, you know.
So that just means I have to move this force that I
There'll be
had
more.
staged for you at
The temple.
the temple. Move that.
Well, we could have done our rendition of 300 and used the coal chute as a bottleneck, and
I thought seriously about that, but we don't know what the size of the force coming.
we don't have somewhere to go back to either.
Yeah, there's no fallback.
The thought crossed my mind to pull a Home Alone.
Yeah, right.
Instead of
300.
You open the door and a tiger swings in your face.
Claws out.
The cat on your leg.
Beat the change, you filthy animal.
Turn on the snowman.
Yeah. Does the thing still work?
Well, that's the thing. I in my head, I was like, I don't know that it does because we took
We took the thing that
and it was broken. It got shattered. So one could argue that no, we disabled the system.
Does it still make snow cones?
come in handy right now, though. We would have
Yeah,
an army
right.
of snowmen
Yeah, right.
causing chaos.
When it was working, the snowmen were actually popping up in Fortitude, right?
Yeah.
Oh, hell, we should have done that. we should have fixed the snowman machine.
But that was so long ago.
Yeah.
And the stone got broken.
Stone got broken. That's the key part.
The storyline would be so different.
Yeah.
And that's what makes a long so great. Because things come back. Influence.
So you've left the safety of the woods and you're traveling toward the town, toward the camp, and you know once you get over this rise, you'll be able to see them. Right? You see the camp. It is now 5:30, calling it 5:30, right? And you see they're not relaxing by the fire like they were last time. They're in full alert, and the big boss is coming to town, right? So everyone's in their most formal.
Well, and they were also just attacked earlier today.
Yeah.
So
There probably some amount of them trying to rebuild, refortify the things that were destroyed. That's what you would see from afar.
it wasn't because the watchtower was set on fire.
One of them, and that one they're working on patching up the one leg. Up here.
And you specifically asked him who was the guest of the Red Wizard or something like that, and that's
Yeah.
when you saw the Dag
Dag.
character.
Correct.
So we're assuming it's in that tent on the bluff there.
Right.
But now there's a high level of activity right now, which seems odd for this time of day.
Well, it would be odd if they weren't attacked earlier and their general wasn't missing, and their party hadn't been that search party, the rescue party didn't come back with just one orc of the 8 that were decimated by magic users.
And no wizard.
A weird turtle.
Well, that dude went to Fortitude. He hasn't even come back. They don't know.
They're
what
coming
happened.
back right now.
That's
Yeah. So they're just okay. So they're just finding out about all that.
So now you guys are up. That's the scene.
Maybe we circle around the back of the tent and we just kind of watch what happens
So
from there.
yeah. So the evidence seems to be they're rebuilding stuff that got busted, but we don't see any evidence that they're gearing up to go somewhere.
Not yet.
Okay.
And as you're watching, you see an entourage walking in on the road that would be coming from Fortitude.
Okay.
This will be our first time seeing Symmetrix.
Yes.
Go around.
Yeah, go around.
Okay.
Gnats.
Yeah.
No black ants though.
We've traded them for gnats. Yay.
I've been watching. I haven't seen one all day. I was waiting for
One of us to say something.
one of you to say, Glenn to say, I
killed
killed
10.
10. I don't know why you can't see them. I've killed 10 of them now. All right. So, similar for information, just convenience. You're in these trees, right?
Yeah.
You got the lion with you.
Tiger.
Yes.
It's a cat.
How long does that
It's
last?
been more than an hour.
It's been more than an hour, so he's back. You can tell he didn't really appreciate that. And
Didn't
your
appreciate being carried.
your rope is more of a token leash. You know very full well that if he decided to go, you wouldn't be stopping him.
Yes.
As you look at the camp, dumbfounded, you watch as the orcs split off, go more to the orc camp, and the wizards go more up toward the tent.
Dang it.
Not that you can see it. What's dang it?
No, well, okay, you said we didn't see it. I was like, you said dumbfounded. I'm assuming that means we're seeing all this or something.
Well, you see them go toward the tent. There's a big tree here.
Yeah.
There's plenty of cover.
Died. They all died.
How?
I don't remember exactly how.
Me either.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, the hog took some.
Maybe
One
one or two,
more.
but then they killed him.
Yeah, I know.
And it wasn't. I don't remember because it wasn't me.
I want to say it was me.
You blast him on the way out. I don't know.
I don't remember what I would have blasted him with. I don't.
You guys
really
don't even
know.
remember. It's funny.
It was kind
It
of.
was a whole
hairy
evening
situation.
of battle. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So you can go back and watch it.
Well, I might
I-
have used
I
the
was
spiritual
thinking I'd probably need to,
weapon. Let's see.
Yeah,
oh,
so
spirit guardians. My spirit.
Oh,
guardians.
yes.
it could have been.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
They just saw.
Yeah,
the-
so
Well,
they kind of got
strike.
killed off. It wasn't all at once. It was by different means.
Battle of
But
attrition.
so the dragon cultists split off to the dragon cultist camp that was in this area. The wizards go up to the main tent.
From Fortitude, why did they?
because they wanted to recollect the rest of the force to go over to.
Go after the temple.
The temple.
Which is what he told us.
No, I know. This is my character. Asking
Oh,
you
okay.
guys,
Yeah.
Why do you think they're all here?
I don't know. Let's sit and wait for an opportunity.
Oh yeah, I'm not going.
Yeah, we're not fighting this fight a second time.
No.
We just did that.
Yeah, right. Deja vu. What the heck?
We did not end up.
We sacked this
plan A.
camp. Could it stay sacked for one day?
Plan E.
It was more like F or G.
So we saw all the red wizards go into the tent.
Well, you saw them going toward the tent. Whether they're in the tent or not, you would
see him
assume.
come past the other tree on the other side. though.
Assuming. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I do have a spell I've been wanting to try.
Alrighty. Let's hear it.
It makes a cage and traps people in it.
Nice. How many? How
Problem is,
big?
it would also trap Dag in it.
Well,
Is it strong enough to trap Symmetrix?
Maybe.
Maybe.
It would at least get some of them.
So that's a soft no.
Until she counterspells and it goes away.
I don't think she could.
Just spell
She'd have
magic.
to know it's being cast.
Well, when you can't leave the tent, don't you know something's up?
Yeah, I feel like
So I'm just getting. Do we?
something's up. I mean, if she came back and she convinced Fortitude's where the tome is, for her to come back here, something significant
Something's
has
up.
happened.
So we just hold tight and watch the camp and see what happens. If there's an opening, we take it. If there isn't, we go set up camp.
Unless we go hide Fortitude now while there's nobody there.
Well,
But we have no idea who's still there.
right.
There's just a lot of upper management here all of a
Decision is to wait. Yeah?
sudden. We're
Watch
gonna
and
hang
wait.
out here and observe. Okay.
1 hour? 1 hour?
It's 5:30.
Sure.
You watch them come in, you see all this movement. Things settle down a little bit as they've gone to the places they're going to go to, and they've settled down a little bit. Still working on the camp by 6. This is all happening in that first half hour. And as you watch, there's not a lot happening. At some point, dragon cultist comes down off the hill and goes into the orcs and finds the orc captains. And one of the, if you're, I assume you're watching pretty closely,
Sure.
brings one up to the tent. So it is now 6 o'clock, and they're talking. A half hour later, the orc comes out again, goes back to his group, and starts talking to the other 2 remaining orc captains. And they're pointing and talking, and eventually they start to mingle around. Nothing much happens. You can't really tell what's happening with the wizards because they're all in the tent or behind the cover. But these guys are talking, and they seem to be I guess I would say they're readying for battle, but they're always ready for battle, right? They were already at arms.
They're getting up, they're getting active.
And well, they were already active, all right, and so actually, what you see is probably the orcs all go to their tents, all but a sentry version, right? A force keeping watch. Many of them go into their tents.
So they're bunking down.
Early.
Whatever's happening is happening in the morning. If anything. I mean, but
It's only 6:30-ish probably by now. We have another hour and a half of daylight left.
Yeah.
Seems a little
But
early for that.
But there's some big powwow going on with the wizards too,
Absolutely.
because they normally don't all hang out here, right?
Right. With the head honcho.
But the orcs they're getting sleep, so they're expecting to go somewhere either in the middle of the night or first thing in the morning.
At some point,
Do we want to
Maybe
risk
we'll
trying to
wait
get in
another hour.
closer and hear what's going on?
I don't think we get any closer.
No.
No? Okay.
We can't get close enough to hear what's going on
Right.
without
Not
being
safely.
detected.
Yeah.
at some point, a wizard, looks like 4 dragon cultists, a captain, and 8 orcs head south out of town.
South towards.
On the road that would normally head to Fortitude.
Okay.
Probably flanked by a couple of wargs. That makes sense.
But could also take you to
So do we?
the
Do we?
temple, right?
Here's the question: do we stay with Symmetrix, or do we go with this party heading presumably back towards Fortitude?
No, we've got Dag watching Fortitude for us, or at least the temple.
No, you don't.
No, he's at the temple.
That's what I mean.
Different things.
Yeah.
Okay. For the sake of discussion, if we are to assume that this party is going to go
Yep.
to the temple,
Yes.
Dag's watching it.
Yes.
So I'm not worried about these people anymore. We're going to stay here, and we're going to try to still figure out, or look for an opportunity to figure out what's going on with Dag Stone on the head. So
Stay with Dag.
stay with Dag.
Would you say we've gotten a short rest?
No, you never declared it.
Okay.
That takes an hour.
If we wait an hour,
Well, it's an hour of
Yeah, so you tell-
relatively
you-
passive. Well,
Yeah.
that's what I'm asking.
You
about.
tell me that you dedicate yourself to an hour of short rest, and you can have it.
Okay, because it takes a short rest to tune, right? To the stone.
That's right.
Okay.
Pretty cool stone.
Yeah. So that's what I was wondering. If
Yeah.
You can do that. The others.
spend the time.
Mm.
I mean,
You
can-
tell the rest of your friends that hey, I need to rest
I'm
to
gonna
focus
study
for,
this, yeah.
for an hour, and
How long does it take to attune to my pet tiger?
a little more than an hour.
Yeah.
It's not yours.
And your whip. No whip sounds.
No noises, please.
Right. Those are loud. We're not doing that.
If the carnival music starts
I'm
playing.
gonna roll 2 20s. All right.
2 centuries.
Nothing. You're fine. An hour has passed. It's 6:30, 7 o'clock. All right. Next time will be at 8 o'clock, and that'll be dusk, and we'll roll again. So we're in the 7 o'clock hour. All right. And about 7:30, your long rest is done. All right.
Short rest. Yeah.
Short rest. Your short rest is done. So the sun is getting low. You stick your fingers up there and you think, okay, it's gonna be about another. You have another about half hour before the sun sets. You can see the torches start to get lit around. There's a big fire in the middle of the camp, but yet there's only a token force. No, it's a reasonable force keeping watch because they are under high alert. But you can still tell a good half to 2/3 have hunkered down for the evening. Whereas normally you would have they would be drinking until hours nights in front of that campfire. That's not happening. Time's ticking.
Yeah.
I'm listening. I'm watching for any ideas,
Yeah,
reactions.
I would say, I think we should probably think about setting up camp. Like, going back to the woods, setting up camp for the night. It looks like they're either going to leave in the night or early in the morning.
Yeah.
Right.
Do we want to take turns? Somebody here watching them, or just
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can,
I'll take first watch on them.
Who's stealthy?
me?
What do you have?
I'm not
Plus 8.
unstealthy.
Oh. Yeah.
I mean, you can be stealthy in other ways too. You can cast spells on yourself, or
We gonna try to get in there while everybody's sleeping? We're gonna wait till tomorrow morning and see if everybody leaves. I would.
Good
What are we
question.
I
doing?
mean, I could make
A minute.
someone invisible for a minute, and they could run very fast.
Now, or we wait until morning because we figure they're all going somewhere in the
I
morning.
like that idea.
I think we wait.
Yeah, I say wait till
But
morning
okay,
see
but
how much of them leave.
But keep watch because maybe they take Dag Prime with them,
right.
Yep.
and that's our whole objective at this point is to know what's
Right.
going on with him.
Agreed.
So one person stays here where they can see that tent.
I'll volunteer for first watch.
The rest of us go make camp somewhere away, further away,
Yep.
and then
Yeah.
take turns.
Zerwalk will richly cast Tiny Hut as well, so we have a nice, comfortable place to sleep.
Oh, that'd be great.
Okay.
Remind me, is the tiny hut visible?
I can make it
Well-
whatever color I want.
Solid color. Yeah.
So I was thinking kind of a forest green.
Yeah. I was going to say, yeah, something camo.
Yeah, can you do a camo color? Texture?
It just says any color I choose, so I would assume camo is not a individual color.
It's several colors.
Yeah,
Okay,
any
so
one
some-
color or any multiple colors?
Some sort of chameleon adjacent color.
But yeah,
to
dark.
whatever we're near.
Somewhere between forest green and black would blend in well in the night.
Yeah,
Yep.
there you go.
Whatever makes sense for the ground we set on, how deep we are into the forest, an appropriate shade of green for nighttime shenanigans.
Do you
Awesome.
have dark vision?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For
Because it's not going to make any sense for people to keep watch if they don't have some sort of...
Who stays back?
I was.
It's 7:30, 8 o'clock. Backing away. We're going to give you just we're looking for a natural 20 for them to spot you. There isn't one. So
Does Uguay want a different spell in the spell storing ring before we bed down for the night?
What do you got?
Well, so I was thinking Sickening Radiance would be fun, because you could cast that, and then I could cast Force Cage surrounding them, and then they're just trapped in a microwave.
Okay. Is it going to be good if I get into trouble?
I got the classics, like Counterspell, Fireball, Fly, Hypnotic Pattern, Dimension Door,
You might want
Greater
fly
Invisibility,
if you need to
Polymorph,
I kind of like
Synaptic Static,
invisibility.
Wall of Force.
I like invisibility or wall of force. If I can do that. Hold
Okay.
on.
Sure. Wall of Force. It's a concentration spell.
Okay.
If that works for you. Alright. I shall cast the... Well, you'll have to dismiss the spells in there, and then I'll cast Wall of Force into it. Using up my final 5th level spell slot.
Oof.
Alright.
And then go sleep.
Well, and Lauren doesn't have dark vision, so
And
he's
that
going to
was
be
pencil.
useless.
Todd doesn't have dark vision,
So,
Nope.
I don't,
don't either?
either.
so none of us
None
have...
of us do.
Do you have dark vision, Ken?
Yes. I can't stay up all night, though.
no.
No, I would say, but then maybe whoever's watching needs to sneak around closer to that tent if that's what we're trying to. Keep an eye-
Great stealth.
Yeah, I mean, Dark Vision's also only good up to 60 feet.
Right.
Yeah.
Ru-
so I don't
yeah,
think
it,
would've made any
it
difference.
depends. Well, it'll help if you need to like get away. Really,
Running.
the main thing is we're keeping an eye out to see if they start leaving in mass,
Yeah,
right?
because there's lights.
and
in
it,
there.
they don't have dark vision. It's gonna be pretty obvious if they
Like torches to walk out.
right, but you still need to be able to get back undetected.
And we like.
I'll have my familiar. It's a owl.
Could you
I'll
just
send him along
He can see
to
in the
go
dark.
kind
could you
of.
just set your familiar to keep watch?
No, not necessarily, but go to not keep watch on our camp, but go keep an eye on things over there.
Right, that's what I meant. Like, could you have your familiar keep watch, and then return to us?
Yeah, I think so.
and wake us up or something.
Yes, I think so.
So that
I mean,
might,
it has to get back to us in order to wake us up. It can't do that at range.
yeah, but it's an owl, right?
Yeah.
So it can fly.
That's what I'm
back
thinking. It should
and
blend in
see
pretty
you.
well, especially at night.
And it can see well in the dark, and it can move pretty quietly.
So I feel like that's a better option than us staying behind.
Yeah, if you can give it that kind of instructions.
And then can't you
So-
look through the eyes of your familiar?
Yeah, but it's got to be close,
Oh, okay.
like within 100 feet.
Okay.
We're talking like quarter mile range here.
Right. Yeah.
So you're going to instruct it to what?
Keep watch on the tent of wizards, and to basically come let us know if they start to look like they're leaving camp, and also if Dag all of a sudden appears.
Okay.
I
If you're able to give it that specific instructions,
Yeah,
it
that's what I was
could
thinking.
sit in a tree right outside their tent.
Yeah, he just obeys commands. It's a fake creature, so it's not like it's actually an owl.
All right.
It's intelligent. Okay, that's cool. So you tell if it looks like they're moving out, and especially.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
Darkness has fallen. Uguay, you're sitting in a tree. Tell me how your stealth, how you're watching. What you?
Well, so I think with the familiar, Uwe doesn't have
don't
to
have
stay back if he
so
doesn't
you-
want to.
The familiar stays there,
Right,
and you're in your tiny hut.
right.
Okay. So. The night falls. 8, 9, 10 o'clock. It's dark. The camp is quiet. The torches are here and there. There is a glow from the wizard's tent that makes you see that there's a light source in it.
Questionable shadow figures, poses.
Now, were we? I guess it's a good question. Where have we retreated to? Are we still close by with our tiny hut, or did we retreat back to?
I heard we retreated far away.
A little, not super far, but
We got to
Far
be
as
able to
we
get
can.
here quickly if something happens.
right.
All the way back to the woods. So it's probably at least a mile from the woods to this camp. Like the woods is a mile from Fortitude. So that's 20 minutes.
That far?
Yeah. I mean, you have groves, like you have this grove of trees that you snuck up into.
I guess. Well, yeah. So
I mean, what's the? Do we just want to be here?
Well,
Not-
here we're
not-
subject to patrol.
Yeah. We
Well,
don't.
you have the tiny hut that would negate some of that.
Give them disadvantage, maybe.
But we're not going to be right in
That's-
this field where they're going to trip over it.
Right.
Yeah.
Fucking woods.
There's a small grove of trees, just like on the map, right? There's if I continue this circle, there's probably right. If you take this half,
Yeah,
and I think there's
proportionally,
a middle half, and then I'd say that's a third of the size of the.
Maybe give us one grove's worth of.
I was going to say
space
proportionally, I would think we'd be like
Yeah.
at least back here somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't like the idea of being a mile away.
Not a mile, but
Well, all I'm
Also,
saying is,
That's a
Not-
1,000 feet,
not-
500 feet.
I don't know if I
not
can
like
draw,
we could sit up and see the camp either.
Right. No, understood.
If I were to
Saying.
draw this, I would probably draw it something like that, right? And this circled off. If you want to still be in this trees, that's fine. But I think it's more like you probably find another conglomerate. Flip the map on its
Yeah.
side and mirror it kind of.
I say we, not the grove that's closest to the camp, but the grove behind that, distance wise.
Grove next door.
Yeah, the grove next door.
The grove next back. All right. And here's this.
Because they'll patrol that grove, but they may not be patrolling beyond that.
All right, so that's where it is. The second grove back. So then to get it just take you a couple minutes to walk into town from there, right?
That's fair.
Fair. All right,
Into camp.
into the camp. Yeah. Okay. 10 o'clock passes. The familiar is perched up in his tree, and it's saying first sign of any movement. Let us know. Right, if something significant happens, and you can't actually look through its eyes though.
It's
Zero.
Ken, you're not watching through its eyes, are you?
No, it's too far away.
Yeah.
So if it does
Also,
see
I
something,
mean, I have to sleep, so
yeah. So if it does see something, it has to physically come back to us. And
But as a bird, it's
Yeah.
that minute gets, and it's not even up. You're talking
Couple minutes.
pretty quick. No, not even that. We said it was a minute for you guys to get into
Walk.
town.
Okay.
And this is a bird; it can fly in a matter of seconds, get to you. So 10 o'clock passes, 11 o'clock passes. No one else is keeping watch outside. Just this
Right.
bird. 12 o'clock passes.
we should definitely have a watch in the tiny hut.
Because you can, from the tiny hut, you can see outside. They just can't see
Yep.
in.
okay, so we
I'll do the first watch.
take turns.
All right.
Okay.
So this is actually disadvantage for them to spot you, and I think it's probably worse than that.
It'll also be dark out.
It's right under the chair.
They would have to physically be making patrol.
They'd have to run
Yeah.
into
I
it.
was gonna say we'd have to put our hut in the middle of their path.
Yeah. Yeah. So at some point you actually see a pair of wargs kind of go by, but they don't seem to have noticed you. Wargs didn't pick up your scent. They've passed you by. I said at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. At 2 o'clock, the bird flies in.
Okay, and then can you communicate with it, Ken, or just it comes back?
Once it's within 100 feet.
It just comes back.
Okay, so that indicates it's
Yeah, I don't think it can really talk.
Okay,
You can communicate telepathically with it.
Yeah, but it can't really talk to me, can it? It can
Not-
just like vague. Like it's a bird. For all intents and purposes.
I thought you said it was a fey creature.
Yeah, it's a fake.
Well, yeah, it's a fey creature, but it's it's a fey animal.
Well,
So
No.
something's going on.
Right.
I'll make sure that Zerwalk is woken first and wake everybody up and just say, hey, something's happened at the camp. It's 2 o'clock. The moon is there.
It's middle of the night. You have not had a long
right,
rest.
you've got what,
Right.
4 hours of
On the
sleep,
blade.
3 hours, something like that.
all right.
If you want to give yourself a short rest, you can have it.
Take a short rest.
Doesn't do much for most of us.
I level of 7.
I disagree. Warlocks get stuff back.
Well, we're not warlocks. I guess my point. It doesn't do anything for most of us because we're not like warlocks. So,
Well, let me see.
You can use hit points if you want to use hit dice.
yeah.
Alright, 6th level spell slot coming back. Wait. Hold on. Dang it. Nope. That's a lie. It's not happening.
All right. So me and my +8 stealth are gonna head towards the camp and see what I can see. But I don't have dark vision or anything, so it's just gonna be what I can see. With
You don't need dark vision to see this.
Okay.
Pretty sizable troop of orcs in 3 distinct groups are heading down the path.
Is Dag with him?
There's no evidence that Dag is with them. You know that, well, if Dag were to be kept in the way he was before, he'd have to be carried or, right? You understand what I'm saying? And there's nothing indicating
There's
that.
no litter.
And between the second and third, there is
The wizards and
a group of wizards,
Symmetrix?
not visibly.
So are they? You said we could see them pretty easily. So they got torches. And,
Yeah, they're carrying torches.
Okay. But they're walking.
And you know, I think it's fair to say that there's dancing lights following them around.
Wizards would do that. Okay. So it's a significant parade, but
I mean, there's got to be 30 plus orcs and at least 5 wizards that you can see.
and they just have their typical weapons or whatever they would normally have on them. They're not.
From your distance, yes.
Yeah.
They're not carrying any chests,
Shovels.
no special equipment.
Okay.
So Symmetrix, the wizard,
Oh,
and
who said?
No.
Finish your question, I guess.
I'm trying to get caught up on who's leaving.
Yeah, there's no visual confirmation that Symmetrix is in this group.
Okay.
So yeah, a group of wizards, 3 troops of orcs and 1 troop of wizards.
That
No visible dag either.
Right. But they're moving out.
and they're flanked by no less than 4 wargs.
Towards force fortitude. I don't know why I said force fortitude.
We are forced.
I know.
Forever.
Look at them grouped up in nice fireball formation.
Don't
Lightning
tempt
bolt
me.
right up to the.
Railgun.
If you want to, pick a fight at 2 a.m.
No.
No.
On their turf
Yeah, no.
before they're separated from everyone else.
No.
Too bad
Well,
Glenn's not with us.
let's.
Bad karma.
Well, again, if the goal here is to figure out
the
what's
tent.
going on with Dag Prime, then if
Yeah.
he's not with them, then
I
let
agree.
these guys go.
Agreed.
And maybe poison their water while we're here.
As they move off to the south.
If Symmetrix isn't in this group, though, she's in a tent.
We can't tell.
We don't know.
Oh,
Might
you
not.
see what you see.
Right.
Yeah, but we can't get close
She
enough.
went into
Like,
the tent, but she didn't come out.
We just have to go up.
There's 5 wizards there. It's dark. We can't identify people
Right.
unless.
Knock
Got
on the
dancing
tent
lights
doors,
and all that
ask if
stuff.
Symmetrix is there.
If
Right.
Symmetrix was in it, unless she disguised herself,
We
you would know.
Oh, okay, okay,
She is distinctly
different.
more stately.
okay. I thought you were saying we couldn't tell. But, okay,
From your angle, they look like 5 red wizards.
okay. So unless she intentionally,
She's hiding herself.
yeah, okay.
But she seems pretty vain. I don't know if she would
So
ever
she's-
do that.
Okay, well, so that's good. So there's less of them for whatever
Yeah, but
happens tomorrow.
Symmetrix could be in the tent.
So do
Yeah,
we
probably.
So that kind of makes up for it a little bit.
want to go now, or do we finish our long rest and hope they haven't returned in the morning?
Well, let's see. Let's be realistic. They're rolling out now. It's going to take them a solid hour to get to Fortitude. Right?
No,
So
to Winterstone Temple.
That's what we assume.
Or,
we're
or-
going.
yeah,
well,
that's
okay,
right.
if,
All right.
if we think that,
Assuming
okay.
they're going there, right? So,
It would only take them a half hour to get to Fortitude.
Got it.
And then from Fortitude, another 40 minutes, 40 minutes. A little bit longer if they go through Fortitude.
right.
But there's no reason then to think that they left in the middle of the night that they're going to turn around and come back.
Right.
Right away.
No, but I'm just trying to weigh it out as far as time interval for, okay, we wait roughly the amount of time we think it's going to take them to get there so that we know they're gone.
As
Then we
far-
go into
okay.
the camp and we, with the notion that the fastest that we think they would be back is the
Okay.
30 to 40 minutes plus because they're coming back from the temple.
And why
That's-
would they?
Right.
Okay.
But best case.
Why would they come back from the temple?
Right, because they
Yeah.
couldn't find anything.
That's why they'd come back.
So
Could you send your familiar to tail them and tell us
If they turn back.
if they turn back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, follow them and then
Report if they start heading this way.
yeah, and then come back. It's no matter where they go. If they are stopped, like in 2 hours, come back anyway.
Now, you had joked about leaving the stump up. Were you serious about that?
No.
No, I don't think we ended up.
No, make them work for it.
Yeah, I was fully serious in torching the place though.
booby trapping it.
I mean, it's stone.
Well, that would have taken you more time before you left,
Yeah, no.
and we didn't take that time.
Let them stumble on the ogres. That's a whole nother matter.
Oh right, we
So-
can't hurt the workers.
Could we use
So-
the familiar to go see the tent and see if Dag is still there?
No.
Can fly in there.
That would be tougher
Poke a hole.
with his sharp. Yeah, owl claws. Right?
So it's 2 a.m.
Yeah,
This force has moved off.
No, I think we wait so we know they're.
We only have
well off,
one more hour or so before our full
and then
rest.
Because that'll
Right.
give us advance
7
warning
to
if
8,
they're
8 to
coming
9,
back.
9 to 10, 9, 11 to 12,
But
well, since it was
12 to 1,
interrupted,
1
if
to
we
2.
can
yeah,
we
do
go?
we-
2 to 3.
yeah, I think if we went back to sleep, we could still get our full rest, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, the question is, no.
Everybody went to bed early.
So
we
yeah,
went
if
to
we're
bed
gonna
early.
if we think we're gonna go in there and potentially have an encounter first thing in the morning,
We need to
then
be
I would
long
be better
rested.
off if I got to sleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we saying go back to sleep, get our long rest, and then in the morning.
Yes.
I'll most likely kill you in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
They took a long rest, right, Dave? That's why they went to bed early.
They went. Yeah. They rested up before their midnight excursion.
2 o'clock in the morning. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
That wouldn't have gotten a full rest. Long
they
rest.
wouldn't.
Well, the orcs that went, you can assume they're full.
6 to
health.
2 would be 8 hours.
Yeah, I mean they've been hanging around
Yeah.
for
Oh,
as
they
long as
didn't
we've
go
been
to bed
gone.
till 8.
Oh.
But yeah, they were resting
Resting.
in camp.
Yeah. They're going to be, if you were to go to Winterstone Hell and to confront them, they would be at full health.
But if that's what they're
DM's
going,
magic wand.
if that's what they're going to do, they're going to be there digging.
The
for
point
a
I'm
long
making
time.
is our long rest is up in an hour.
Right.
Because we went to rest an hour after they did.
Right.
Is it?
We
I
keep
thought we were
thinking in
4
our
hours
head it's got to be sunrise, but it doesn't.
It's 2 a.m.
Yeah, we went to bed at like 10 p.m.
I was going to say you said we got 4 hours
Oh.
before this happened.
So you have, I don't know, what?
I thought
Didn't
we
you say
rested.
we had 4 hours of rest before this happened?
Yeah, 4 hours of rest before they left. Yes,
Before we
halfway through your night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you have 4 hours more you'd need for,
I can do that.
unless you're an elf. I don't know
Okay.
who's elf. Right. So it's 2 a.m. halfway through your long rest.
6 a.m. is the earliest we can go full stream.
Right. But we're also trusting that we're not going to get the owl swooping back at 4 o'clock to say, "Oh, they're done."
Why would they? Why would they go an hour away, be there for 5 minutes, and turn around and come back?
Well, first of all, it wouldn't be. It'll take them an hour,
There
hour
and
15
out back.
in there.
Yeah.
Let's say they spend 2 hours there.
Yeah.
They're rolling in town at 6 a.m.
Okay.
Back
Can't.
to camp.
We're rolling it back to camp at 6 a.m.
About the time we were going to be going.
Depending if they only took them 2 hours, or if it took 4 hours, it'd be later. If it only took them an hour, it'd be sooner. We don't know.
Right.
It wouldn't. You're right. It wouldn't be 5 minutes, but I think you might be underestimating. If they don't find anything,
Well, unless they get stuck with the dancing hats, or
dancing hats.
Ogres.
Yeah, the ogres.
Right.
Well, the
No,
ogres
no,
are a magical item.
no. I'm talking about. You remember there was the room with the black felt hats
Oh yeah.
that a couple people put on and wound up dancing.
Yeah.
So there could be a distraction there, right? The ogres
Sure.
could be another distraction. So
Yep.
there's stuff to, and if she's going to turn the place upside down or have them turn the place upside down, and we don't know if she's with them or not. I mean, she's like, hey, there's magic underground, turn it upside down. It could take a little while.
They'll find a room with some ropes and a big pool of blood and some, drag marks to the
Right, so let
Big
them
pool of
search
water.
and let them get cold and frostbitten in those 2 rooms because that could happen. Right? That stuff still is in place. So there's stuff to slow them down that they're going to have to wade through.
There are 5 wizards with them,
Right,
and it could depend on what level of wizard they are.
right.
They're
Understood.
probably low-level wizards.
They're probably just apprentices.
Third level max.
Excavating
Third
a
level
temple
max,
by hand takes a while.
If you were a magic user, would you do it by hand?
How many mold earth do they have?
I would if I was second level.
But yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
Okay. So the
Do we fast
but
forward
I
to
think
6 a.m.?
the underlying question is, are we going to get our long rest? So we're
Yes.
So
I see
yeah,
what you
your
mean.
plan is hunker down, try to get your long rest,
Yes.
right? Unless you're disturbed by your owl.
Correct.
Yep.
All right.
Done and done.
Yeah,
Your
if
plan
Owl
is
comes
set.
back
Now I'll talk
too
you through.
early, then we should run.
Right.
Now I'll talk you through what I have in my mind happens.
Okay.
Of course they have mold earth. These wizards were handpicked because they have mold earth amongst all the other stuff they have. They also sent someone that has the ability to resurrect because the general's there and they're not just going to leave the general be. Right? If they find his body, they'll find his body. Right? They're going to go down and so they go there.
Extract his body
Yes, they'll be able to extract their
from
body.
that freezing.
Yes, they will figure out a way, just like you guys would figure out a way. They will figure out a way to do that. Now they get there. All right, it took them an hour 15. They're in marching formation, but they don't. They bypass Fortitude. They take a beeline and they go straight there. They know the way now. They get there, and their magic users are doing their ooli, and they're some of them are doing detect magic, but others are doing the detect object on the general's axe. So they have an idea. They know it's in this area. Maybe they find the stump. Maybe they don't find the stump.
What did you do with the general's axe?
Nothing was mentioned.
Yeah. He's right. He's got us by the sneakers.
So it's,
Keep going.
it's down there somewhere. Yeah.
Figured you
Best
guys-
case, it's at
would've-
the bottom of the spring.
someone would have taken it and like added it to their item collection.
We never said it, so he's got us by the.
I don't think any of us use X, so why would we use it?
Or his armor, or
Pick
whatever
something.
stuff, his helmet, whatever it was.
Dag might be wearing that.
His codpiece. Dag's wearing the codpiece.
Codpiece
of
is
his
a helmet.
helmet.
Yeah, there you go.
Uh-oh.
Look at this cool hat. It fits perfectly.
Yeah.
Just big enough.
Mental imagery.
Because Dag's a little dickhead.
Well, I mean, this brings up an interesting question. Dag's watching. And what is on Dag's person?
Lots of magic. No, the signet, right?
Well, signet ring, yes, but that's not what I'm
Well, is
thinking.
it the dagger
There's
of
a,
warning?
Glowing
there's at
dagger.
least a dagger of warning, wah, 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 and a bag of holding, right?
I think so. Yeah. Pretty sure he has that.
Yeah. Do I even need to roll? If he is within visual range of seeing these people that are doing detect magic, some portion of those wizards are doing detect magic, some portion are doing detect locate object. Yeah. He's probably running for his life.
Right.
They probably pointed at he sees them look in his direction and pointing, it's over there somewhere. He goes, oh, grab. And he scurries away, right? Yes, they use.
Hey, wait, it's moved over there. Oh, wait, it's over there. Crap.
One ping only.
It's under that codpiece. It's running through the bushes.
They start.
General, don't run.
They start doing their mold earth spell. I even looked it up at one point. 5 foot squares at a time. Cantrip after cantrip. One cantrip takes 6 seconds.
Right.
They can excavate a lot of dirt. We did that ourselves not so long ago.
Pulling a strider is what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they uncover the hard stone exterior of the Winterstone Temple, which is okay because then they have the stone molding too, right? And they open up a hole. And the first things they send down are, oh, I didn't show that one. Okay, they didn't have them. They send down they open a hole. They send one of their familiars down to go spy it out, and they see the familiar can't open doors, and the door to the ogres was certainly not open. But the door to that main foundry room, it's possibly open, right? And it goes in there and checks it out. Eventually, they go down and they start turning over the place, right? And they probably leave some amount of people up to watch, make sure nothing comes down after them. And they go in and they search. And they search a good hour. But how long does it really take to go through this 5-7 room dungeon, right? Yeah, okay, they have to deal with the ogres. But you're talking 5 wizards and a bunch of... They're going to handle those ogres fairly...
Right.
One ogre, one orc buys it. Maybe 2. Whatever. They take care of the ogres. And maybe they play with the heads. This, in my mind, this is less than 2 hours. They can go through the traps have been strong. There's nothing there to slow them down. They have their locate magic going. They find the equipment of the general. They gather that up. Oh, they find the general, and I don't know if it's a levitate spell or something, or they sacrificed another orc to pull him out.
How deep is that spring?
10 feet.
It wasn't super deep.
How deep does it have to be?
Right.
10 feet is
it was
generous.
fed from above anyway.
10 feet was generous.
Yeah.
So they pull him out, and one of them has a revivify, bring back from dead spell. They were sent with that because they knew the. Now, you might ask, well, how did they know, right? Well, we'll reveal that in a little bit. So they spend an hour and a half. So we're now 2.5 hours in, and they've given up. If the math works out, it's probably 4 a.m. ish. They've gotten there. They've cleared the Winterstone Temple, and they've decided nothing's there. Right? They leave one set of orcs with an orc captain and maybe a wizard stay back to watch over the temple. The rest of them start heading back, and so in my mind, yes, they'd be getting back right around 6, but it's right around 5 that the familiar, based on the instructions it was given, it flies back. Now a bird can fly much faster than it's probably going to take them half the time to get there, maybe less. So you're at 5:30 and you're not quite done with your long rest, and that bird returns.
5 more minutes.
Exactly. 5 more minutes.
We can't though.
And I mean, you can do.
I can roll over. It's like,
Yeah.
fuck it, I'm sleeping.
What are we gonna do?
Right.
Yep.
I'm going back to sleep.
You know that you have somewhere between a half hour and 45 minutes before the rest of that orcs and those red wizards, some portion of them could be returning to camp. Do they go straight to camp? Do they go to Fortitude first? We don't know.
Right.
Dag might know.
Lauren, how up to spec are you?
Health wise, I'm basically fully up to snuff. I'm just not. I don't have a lot of spell slots.
I say we take the rest. We need the rest.
Well, I'm wondering if if Zerwalk and like Lauren go off and basically try to distract him for a while to make sure you guys can get a rest and rescue Dag. And then we'll just try to take a rest later.
So in my mind, when a rest is interrupted, you don't have to start your rest over, right? You just have to finish your rest.
Okay. Good to know.
At least that's how I understand it.
All right.
Yes and no in my mind. Because, I guess from personal experience, if you get 4 hours of sleep at night,
And then you don't get back to bed until 6 a.m. If you've stayed up 4 hours, it's not quite the same.
Yeah, it's not quite the same
It's getting a
as-
full 8
yeah.
hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, again, to Ken's point, if the two of us peel off and let you guys sleep that extra half hour, so that you are fully up to snuff in all ways, so much the better, right? I mean, with my what's his name? I'm solid on hit points.
I've got a lot of fireballs ready to go.
Okay, and I just don't have a lot of spell work, but that's okay.
I mean,
I think we rest. I'm just going to roll over. I'm going to go back to sleep.
we
Yeah,
rest.
yeah.
We rest another 30 minutes. Zerok and I can then intercept the crew on the way back with some fireballs, and
Lauren and Darcel.
That's the thing. They might be here before that happens.
And that's
in which
okay.
case-
If that happens, it sucks, but that's kind of where the DM's got us.
Yeah.
We're going to have to just roll with it from there.
yeah, we can't
played
These
sacrifice.
are the
Stand
choices
well.
you made.
No, yeah. So I think it's
waiting
just
for
each
this.
each person. You already said you're rolling back over and going to sleep. And me
Right.
too.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, mom, I'm sick.
we can't sacrifice the right. We need our long
Oh,
rest.
If somebody
Can't
wants
sacrifice
to
the
get up
rest
and
of
do
the
something, go ahead. But
I just put my head back.
yeah,
Shell.
So what do you say, Zerwak? We doing this?
You hear an echo coming through.
I mean, they are going to lose their tent if I leave.
Oh, fair point.
It's one negative. All right, if we think it's not worth it,
Well, we certainly don't have consensus.
We have better chance of success risking that they're going to be a half an hour more late. And
okay. So we just got to move the moment we wake up.
Exactly.
Right.
All right. Back to sleep.
Okay.
The chaos level is middle of the road 4. No adjustment either way. All right? Things are calm. You know they're coming. That might push me to a 5, but still that's no adjustment to my roll. Right? You get adjustments at 6 and 3. All right? Will the troop be back before 6 o'clock? I set the timeline so they'd be back at 6 o'clock. All right. And so I'm going to say it's 50-50. Right? It's right there. All right. and so on my dice, 11 or better is a yes. Will they be back? Yes. Is yes favorable? No. Yes isn't. You don't want them back.
No.
So the answer is no. However, there's no adjustment for chaos. So if this you want, which would be 2 to 11, 12 would be a yes. Okay.
the long way around to a 50-50. Oh, but okay.
Well, I had
You
to
understand
I had
what
to
you're saying.
reason it out because in this fate check, there's all these things you have to consider. All right.
Okay.
So we're looking for 11 or less. It's a 10. It's doubles. And it's odd. So I'm going to my Word document here. And if the same number is generated on both dice, and the chaos die is within range of the chaos factor. This is the chaos. So now, this chaos die, it's a 1d10. The chaos factor is at 5. This is the chaos die. If this is 5 or less, this triggers. It's a 5. 4 5s. That seems spooky to me.
So it's exceptional, no, right? If I'm reading that correctly.
If the same number is generated on both fate dice and the chaos die is within range, then both exceptional no. This is an exceptional no. All right, I like that. But a random event happens.
Exceptional no means they stop for breakfast.
It's not for donuts at the
The
chat,
hole
at the
opened
chat
up
bar.
and swallowed the whole
I think the random event is instead of going straight to the main camp, they went through Fortitude, which
Egg with muffins.
right, which might have bought you some time, right? How much time? Well,
Well, you-
exceptional part is the biscuits.
that much time.
Needed to be baked.
It's like, hey man, we had to get up at 2 a.m. and come do this bullshit empty thing, man. We're going for coffee, man. On the way back.
Yeah,
Okay.
Phil's still making breakfast, isn't he?
Huh?
Phil.
Phil's
I don't know.
in
Is
town
Phil
making
still there, or
breakfast,
is he in
isn't
the quarry?
He's in one of the encampments. Okay, Well, but all you know is you've had your long rest. The sun has come is do 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 do,
Long.
and they don't seem to be there yet. It could be 1 minute, it could be an hour, or if they ever come back. Other than the bird came back and made you believe that they were leaving Winterstone's temple.
We're still dying. We don't know if they came back or not, I guess.
Well, you know they're not back at this encampment.
How do we know
We
that?
know they left the temple, and
That's a good
they're
point.
not here.
We weren't watching, so we don't know.
You don't see extra at this point. It looks the same as you left it.
Okay, so we've gone close enough to see.
When you go close enough to check it out,
Okay.
you go back and it looks like it did before you went to bed last night.
Okay.
No, that's not true. When they left,
Yeah.
it looks like it.
Okay. So, we just want to go balls out and go for the tent and see what's going on with Dag Prime, or do we want to be sneaky about it?
Well, we did say we were going to check in with Dag.
Yes.
So I wanted you to
Oh.
do that.
Okay, who's
Why are you doing that?
Yeah, I'll send the sending spell to Dag.
And what are you saying?
And so,
Ask him what he saw, or what's the word.
warning, Dag.
Don't tell him where we're. Hey, it's limited.
What do you have to report?
Who's that?
It's Oogway.
Oh, yeah, the turtle dude. Let's see. Well, in the middle of the night, all these people, all these orcs came and the wizardy people, and they almost caught me, and I ran around. Oh, doesn't he have a limit on how many words he can say?
Yes. You can answer in a like manner immediately. The spell enables creatures with intelligence stores. You can send the message across any distance. So is that he's 25?
He doesn't know that.
Yeah.
So he says he got about that far,
And
and this happened. And he just
you
keeps
have used
talking.
up your data.
He's alive.
You know, he's alive, and they showed up at the camp,
Right.
and they chased him around.
Yeah.
So he's okay. Let's just get in and get out before they get back.
Agree.
We don't know when they're coming back. He cut off. Lost signal.
So,
And
okay.
he's thinking, Lauren, you promised. What?
He reached out, just like we said.
Just like we said.
Yeah.
And then
We even said where we were going to be.
yeah.
Sounds like
Whichever place we told him we were going to be, that's where
He's going to be.
he thinks he's supposed to regroup with us, right?
Lauren would feel awful about that.
right.
I mean, I could send him another message.
Role play. What would your character do?
Yeah.
All right. So I'll send him another one.
We gotta go.
And then you activate it again?
Yeah, but he doesn't know until I send the message again.
Oh, so he can't. All right.
So I've got to formulate.
It's not
what I
like
said.
picking up the phone again and he's still talking.
Yeah.
So, Dag,
Don't waste a word on that.
We are not at.
No, just tell him
Just tell him where to go.
don't tell him where we are.
Just tell him where to go. Where to meet him.
Yeah.
where do we want to end up?
We want him to come here.
No.
Well, where? Okay, so where we? Okay, where? Where are we?
I think we go to Cragsmall.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
Which is where we told him to go already.
right.
But we're going to confirm now. We're going to confirm to him that that's where we want him to go.
In 10 words, reply rest of story, and we will meet you at Cragmaw. See, it's 14.
Today, tomorrow, when?
Later tonight. Leave Immediately.
Stay safe.
Stay safe. I got 5 more words.
That's it.
How many words does he get?
He gets 25 back.
But you told him reply in 10.
Yeah, I did.
Well, it's Dag, so.
Yeah,
That's
know.
why I said 10.
Okay. That's one. Wizards. That's 2.
That's 3.
Here we go.
That was smart.
Dug up. Temple.
Wait, I lost.
Those are
count.
sounds not. Does it sound not a word?
Will.
All right.
That was fun.
All right.
Only 2/3 load of spells
Our
to do it.
commitment. That's all right. It was necessary.
Help us be stealthy and sneak in.
Are we saying long rest has been completed?
Long rest has been completed. Congratulations.
I do
Yay.
I will ask again. Are we going to be?
I don't remember.
It really doesn't do a lot, if I remember correctly.
create.
It's more like an exploration thing, right?
Yeah, it kind of gives you hints.
Could you-
It doesn't.
Could you? Is it the one that's like a little like orb you put and then you could see out of, but you can't move it?
Seeing or hearing.
Could you place it in the tent?
A place you have visited or seen before. I've seen the tent. I've not seen inside the tent.
Yeah, that probably makes that hard. But you have seen the front door. You can place it at the
Or it
front
says,
door.
or in an obvious location that is unfamiliar to you, such as behind a door, around a corner, or in a grove of trees. So I feel
Yeah.
like on the other side of the wall of the tent is an obvious location that's unfamiliar to me.
That seems reasonable. We would then know if he's in there.
The range is 1 mile. Okay, I need to figure out what spell I'm going to give up.
If he is in there, do we go in guns blazing, or do we try to start a fight out here to get Symmetrix to come out?
We'll do get help.
We're not.
I,
Get help. I love that scene. Best part of that whole movie, in my opinion. Well, I think we should. Well, I don't think we need to go in blazing. I kind of like the idea of stealthy, and let's see if we see Dag and if we can get him out of there without.
Okay,
what's another question? Is it smash and grab and run, or is it
would you want me to do the clairvoyance now?
that's going to tell you if Dag is in there?
I
Dag
should
prime?
be able to see inside the tent.
Okay.
The only
Well-
word of caution Zerwak will give is that she might be able to know you're doing it,
Yes.
in which case we might want to be ready to act on the information we get from it.
Yes.
Okay.
So
It is invisible, but you have to have like see invisibility or whatever.
okay.
Right, but like Zerwak can see things that are like within 10 feet of him.
Then I would suggest we circle around to the woods over there on the west side of camp. So if we do have to go for smash and grab, we don't have to run through the orc camp to get there.
I agree with that.
It's fair.
All right.
Tell me. Talk to me.
So we're
We're
gonna.
going to slowly, quietly, roundaboutly make our way to the west of camp.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Looking for a natural 20. Nope.
Clink, 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 clink.
Yeah, but as you look, their patrols are only one warg now instead of two wargs. And they've reduced the towers from they were at 3. They're now back down to 2. And you gave yourself a wide berth.
right.
But you're bringing the tiger with you.
Yes.
We are? Okay.
Sure, why not? He'll soak chaos.
Tigers are native to this area.
Sure they are.
It's no different than the Sahara. I mean,
Right.
It's Serengeti. It's open land and trees and whatever.
I don't think that's where. Okay.
Yeah, we're coming in off.
Mm-hmm.
Right through the center of camp.
Yeah, well, I could
We're
have
floating over.
Right.
I could have done copy paste, but
Nah, that's all right. Bam.
so
All right. So now we've got ourselves outside the tent. So now we are in striking distance. If
So where are we now?
we're over here,
you're somewhere off over
Off the
here,
grid.
right?
Off the grid.
So you're going to
Okay.
be able to see inside the tent and see whoever, whatever is in there.
How close would you like to be to the tent? You know you're getting close. You can see the glow somewhere beyond the woods, right? You see the tent. 100 feet,
I think we
120
want to
feet.
get fairly close
30
because
feet?
if she does detect us,
I
then
have
it's
to-
just going to be
I have to be within a mile.
yeah. But if she detects that you're doing it,
Right. I don't want to be nearby.
Right.
I have to be within a mile. But
We need to be close enough to make use of it.
that's what I'm saying. If she knows, that's okay. If she does detect it, would you rather be a mile away and hope she doesn't know where we are, or be close enough to okay, well, the jig is up, go, and just
I'm
go try to
gathering-
extract Dag Prime.
I'm gathering he would prefer to be far away. But that's difficult because if we're going to position ourselves close enough to grab him, then we need to be closer, but we won't know anything because we're way far away from him.
the spell only lasts 10 minutes. So I'm only going to see a short window. I'm going to see what's going on in the tent right now. And that'll just give us some information we can act on or not. I'm not looking for like a let's sit around and wait until we see an opening.
Right.
That's not the
No,
point
I'm
of
just
this.
thinking
Yeah.
in case she does detect it, we should be close by. So it's like okay,
No, I'd want to
the,
be far
the
away.
jig is up, just go.
If the jig is up, I don't want to be next to her. I
So-
want to be like not next to her.
So, Uguay, how does your telepathy thing, how far does that reach?
So it takes me 10 minutes to do it by ritual, which I would like to do.
Mhm.
But we don't really have 10 minutes. We have to be within 30 feet of each other in order to use the telepathy.
Okay, so we will. Yeah.
Only when you cast it. Once you cast it, we can be on other sides of the world.
That's not how I interpreted it.
It's the same one Zerwak has, isn't it?
It's Rary's telepathic bond or something.
Oh, I just have telepathic. I think that's the same thing.
Yeah, it's probably the same thing.
Yeah, until the spell ends, you can communicate through the bond whether or not they have a common language. The communication is possible over any distance.
Oh, well then there you go.
Yeah, we just have to all be together when you do it.
Okay.
Right.
So I'll
What
start
I'm
that.
saying
I guess.
is we could
Start
do
that.
that. We could get close enough, and then Ta could telepathically bond message us and say, "Here's what I've seen. He's in there. He's not in there. She's in there."
Yeah, if
Yeah.
So that's how we get over the distance factor. Is if we can get mentally linked, but those of us who are prepared to do the smash and grab are close enough to do that. How's that sound?
yeah, are we just doing a smash and grab, or do we want to sow some chaos
Yeah.
while we're here?
Well,
For a really cool
I-
way to get in there.
Well,
go for it.
I vote smash and grab.
Yeah.
We don't want the whole camp waking up and coming after us.
Right.
What's left of the camp? But yeah.
Right. But either
Well,
way.
that's probably going to happen, so we want a head start.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely. Okay.
All right.
All right.
So
Ritually
So,
casting.
so they're going to be pretty
telepathic
close.
bound.
I'm
Not.
not. You know.
And that's
Well, we
fine.
have to be together when I cast this for the next 10
Well,
minutes.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we cast that.
We can do all that.
We cast that first,
Well,
and
I
then
think time is really important.
and then we
because
split up.
timing is important.
Yeah,
Agree.
and I'm not saying like Todd needs to be a mile away, you know,
Right.
but Todd's going to be at least a few hundred feet away.
So you're about 120, something short of 120 feet away now.
And I think that's good distance for
That's
Ta. Right. I mean,
Okay.
that puts him.
Still pretty darn close.
It's still 2 full dashes of any normal movement.
Yeah, I don't want to be within 2 full dashes of Symmetrix. When she finds out
You're still
that
within fireball range.
range and fireball range and
Give me a number.
300 feet.
300 feet. You bet. All right. You got the rest of you.
And then, if we're ready, I'll cast clairvoyance.
Oh, so 60 feet.
so a decent, yeah.
So this one of these
The
clusters
most-
of
yeah,
trees
the
or
most convenient.
60 feet is right in here.
What are you looking
Okay.
for here, though? Are you looking for like, oh, her back is turned, run now, or like? I was just
Dag
gonna
Prime
look.
in there.
Yeah,
Who else is in there?
you don't need to be within 1 turn for that kind of information.
not
No,
about
but
the
if she
information.
detects you and comes out, we want to be
Yeah,
close.
we're
We want
we're
to
only
do
going
something.
now if you give us the she noticed.
Oh, I see you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If she doesn't notice, you'll see what's in there. You'll switch to listening,
Yeah.
and we'll
Tell-
try to get
yeah,
10 minutes
yeah.
of info out of this.
Just don't be outside the door when she's coming out now, and you're like,
Yeah, right.
hey.
No, we're gonna.
Okay.
We're gonna spread out too.
Well, you are now 30 feet away. You tell me where you want to be.
I'm okay with that, but I want us to spread out.
You tell me
Yeah.
where you want to be.
In that line, spread us out.
Still 30 feet away?
Yes.
So only one of us can be hit by a fireball at a time.
There you go.
Probably needs to be more than that.
I'd rather switch with
And we're-
Ta or
No, Ta's way out here.
Taw's here.
Switch with
Sorry.
Zerwak.
Zerwak, yeah.
Because if things
I
go
wanna be
bad, I
closer
think
to the
Zerwak's
three
going to go
people,
towards the dragon cultist down there to try to make a distraction.
Okay. And I did a
Yeah.
bonus.
So it is 6 a.m. And although the rest of the people are not back yet, the camp is starting to stir, right? It is morning time. The sun is rising, and you might see an orc pulling up, coming up to a bush and taking care of himself, and someone's got a kettle of water boiling, and
Yeah. So you're going to be able to see. So basically, you're going to have to quarterback this. You're going to have to just tell us. We can't be debating for 10 minutes. It's going to be go get him, or blow the place up, or something.
Ta's just gonna tell you what Ta is seeing. Ta
Right.
doesn't know what your plans are, really.
We want to get Dag Prime out of there.
Yeah, so Ta will tell you what's going on, and if you decide this is my opportunity, this sounds like an in, then you're gonna have to jump for it.
describe me. So you're in position.
Yep.
The 4 of you are in position.
Yes, and I'm casting Ensnaring Strike 3rd level.
You're holding an action.
No, I'm doing a bonus action to cast it on my arrow.
You've spent the spell. Is it a,
Yes.
a cantrip?
It's a bonus action. No, it's a spell slot, but
All
then
right.
it's on my
his
arrow
weapon.
All right.
and lasts
All right.
until I hit it with something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else?
Let's see.
As you see Darcel do his little oogly boogly to his weapon. If you know what I mean.
you know what I mean.
Wink, wink, not that. It's been a long night.
That's why I didn't want to be standing right next to him.
You step behind a tree.
Yeah.
Who's going to do the grabbing?
I mean, Darcel's the fastest. isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, I will.
But that's why I was kind of looking for, like, somebody's got to just make the call.
Hold on a
yeah, go grab or
It's going to be you.
nuke the which you can see what's going on.
Right. Well, anyways.
Bonus
Oh,
action.
Lorne. Yeah.
Bonus action. Shield of Faith.
Oogway.
As an action, I will use Emboldening Bond, so everybody gets the 30-foot benefit.
You can do that and have your telepathy thing going.
Telepathy is not an concentration.
All right.
It's a one and done as a ritual.
You're remembering what you're doing.
Yep.
Zurok, how about you?
Dodging.
So you guys get the D4.
Dodging. Okay.
Dodge. Dip,
All right.
dive, and dodge.
Everybody gets the D4 bonus.
You look back to Katota, and they give you a nod.
Okay. Casting clairvoyance. Do you want me to read
Yeah,
it?
I
Okay.
do.
So you create an invisible sensor within range in a location familiar to you, or in an obvious location that is unfamiliar to you, such as behind a door, around a corner, or in a grove of trees.
In a tent.
On the other side of the
Yeah,
tent. Is,
that makes sense.
The sensor remains in place for the duration, and it can't be attacked or otherwise interacted with. When you cast the spell, you choose seeing or hearing. So I'm going to go with seeing. You can use the chosen sense through the sensor as if you were in its space. As an action, you can switch between seeing and hearing. A creature that can see the sensor, such as a creature benefiting from see invisibility or true sight, sees a luminous, intangible orb about the size of your fist.
All right. So this is clairvoyance, and so this mechanism, for lack of a better word, is invisible.
Yes.
It floats through the wall, and it's like an eye in the corner, right? All right. So, some wizards have the ability of knowing when they're being scryed upon, right? Basically, a form of scrying.
It's a scrying
Yeah,
spell.
and it said true sight or something else.
If they have true
Would know
sight,
exactly.
Activated, right? Naturally, they would have it,
Yeah.
but so this humanoid wouldn't necessarily have true sight without using a spell slot, from what I can see. So your eye floats into the room, and you pretty much see this. You see Symmetrix standing over in some sort of robes, not her traditional formal gown, standing over a steeping pot, and she's pouring it into a cup, right? She's making herself a cup of tea, basically. Lying on a cot, peaceful, is Dag, arms across his a blanket, very peaceful. A red ruby in the middle of his forehead. It looks like a red gem, right? Now, you would recognize. That's not the right name. You would recognize Winifred, the wizard that you killed, sleeping on one of the cots.
Oh.
And another male red wizard sleeping on another cot. This name is not right. Did it work? I don't know if it would work. Yeah, it did. Good. So that's what you see.
so I would relay that information. Symmetrix is there with two red wizards, and Dag is lying in a cot. Symmetrix
Is making tea.
is in her nightgown, making herself some tea.
Ruckus makes a beeline for the home.
Sign me up.
Sign me up for the next war.
One of the red wizards is the one I killed, but appears to not be dead.
Or no longer.
Is
dead.
no longer dead.
And I would say she's probably not at full strength. She's probably exhausted from death.
Oh, yeah, but Symmetrix is okay.
The Symmetrix is probably still at full strength.
All right, so distraction to draw her out, or just Guns blazing.
Get help.
Can we lift the tent? Just
Or could you like blow? Could you blow the tent over? I wonder if you. So there's the gem on his forehead. What happens when you knock the gem off?
No, well, I don't know.
Good question.
Or could you
But-
just?
ooh, here's an idea.
If you get her out, then maybe one of us just runs in there and grabs Dag and
Right.
Couldn't you create a tiny hut over Dag, but not them, and that creates a barrier for them that they have to overcome while you grab Dag and run.
well, what
I don't
does the tiny hut do? Does it mean?
It
Yeah,
creates
they
a
can't-
barrier
a
that
bar-
they can't get through.
Oh, really?
Could, yeah.
So it actually makes
I
balls?
don't think that'll work because it's 10 minutes of a verbal
Yeah.
spell.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure they'll hear me.
Oh, yeah.
Can we? Well, can we? Is this the time to use your fancy force cage to contain her long enough for us to grab Dag?
That's a great. And
Actually,
I've
yeah.
got the wall of force on my ring too.
To push her away?
Just block her. Create
Oh.
a wall.
I mean, do we want to?
grab them and go?
Okay.
'Cause then we can just rip
wall
open the
force.
tent. Grab
Yeah.
them, just
Okay.
Bang, bang,
Yeah,
bang.
an invisible wall springs into existence in a point you choose within range. So yeah, you could make
So you have to-
basically a radius around them.
Yeah.
That
So you have to go
excludes Dag,
stick your
and we
nose
can
in the
grab
tent
Dag
to
from
see where they
outside.
are and put it in the right
Probably would
place.
have to-
I would try the. What level is the cage?
7th.
I would do that. Because wall of force is what, 2, 3,
No, it's like 4 or 5.
4, 5?
Yeah, it's a 5th level spell.
Oh, okay.
That's what it's going to be.
Does either of them hold back magic? She starts slinging spells at us.
Well, the wall of force won't stop her from dispelling it. I don't know about
Yes,
this
it will.
cage. Does it?
Yep, dispel magic does not work on it.
Yeah, we're doing that.
All right.
She could probably teleport through it. That's the one thing.
What about your cage?
We'd still isolate her from the rest.
Yeah, there's a chance she could teleport through the cage.
Well, yeah.
Okay,
We're not
chance
gonna,
versus can are two different
well,
things.
and we're not gonna neutralize her forever. We're just trying
No,
to
we just
distract
wanna get
her
Dag.
and grab Dag and book it.
There's nothing to say we can't do both.
Right. Might take twice as long for her to fight her way out.
Yep.
I would recommend trying to cut through the tent where Dag is.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Depending on what is the
So-
tent material? Is it
Canvas.
is this
Canvas or
canvas?
leather.
Yeah.
So are you able to tell us, like, okay, if the door is 6 o'clock, Dag is at 10 o'clock, and
Yeah.
she's in the
I
middle or
would
whatever?
be able to whatever it was on the map there.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So I would say
This is so
do whatever you're gonna do,
foolhardy.
and I'm gonna go cut through the tent or under it, whatever, and grab Dag.
All right, I'm right there with you.
Yeah. So
So,
Stealthy as possible. Creep it up to the
Yep.
would tell you that's where Dag is.
Yep.
All right.
All right. So I rolled. Would this high level wizard be aware?
No way.
Senses. Yes.
Uh-oh.
So after you had some time over, she's scanning the upper parts of the tent. She can't see it, but she feels like something's there. She sets down her tea and she does oogly boogie, and she tries to dispel magic on whatever is there.
I think she knows I'm watching.
And this is where you say, "Go, go, go!"
Well, I would say.
Wow.
what
So
are we
who's
doing?
missing next week? I know you are.
I'm a maybe.
I will need to leave early next week. Like an hour or so.
There's
But
2 on the
I will.
fence.
I can be here
The
for.
next 2 weeks. 3 weeks? So is that what we're saying? We want to wait 3 weeks?
So then you're gone. I gotta look at the calendar here. You're gone 29 and 6,
Yes.
and I'm gone 13.